Solo Talk, let's talk these ideas. Red Solo Talk, let's talk these ideas. Red Solo Talk.
Dear listener, before we dive into the depths of the Red Solo Talk podcast, remember, the views and opinions expressed here are just that, views and opinions. They belong to their speakers and not to the universe at large. So sit back, enjoy, and always think for yourself.
Would be cool.
Hey,
welcome. Yes. We're doing it again. This is another episode. What number are we? I don't know. This is Red Solo Talk. I'm your host, Audio Jones, the host that know the most.
Manny El Fuerte.
Beautiful and intelligent.
Miami Bay.
Maddie.
we gotta figure out the order.
right. Let's figure this out. And then we got a special guest here, man.
Yo.
I actually got to do, this is our second run. I said, all right, I guess we building, huh?
Definitely.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Big Spliffy Doe, artist, innovative,
All right.
authentic being, full-time daddy.
Uh-oh.
It's a lot of titles.
Right. You multifaceted and multi-talented because you also shoot. You do it. You're
I
creative.
shoot film. Yeah, definitely.
I think that's what it encompasses, right? You're a creative, all around creative. I love it, man. So I'm looking forward to this conversation. Everybody feeling good?
Good. But it can't be called Red Solo
I
Talk
know you was gonna do it.
if I have Red Solo cups. So
Yeah. Special thanks. Oh, let me do this the right way.
oh yes,
The whole presentation, man. Let me tell you, our team, our off the camera team, they is awesome.
The best.
we moving on up.
Hey, you know when it's time. I'm telling you, shout out. Oh, shit.
My guardian angel.
We got. Shout out SV too.
SV in the background.
Producing the show. we got our off-camera team here for sure.
So we got our custom Red Solo cups because every episode we record our hangouts. We vibe as we imbibe, and we always try a different drink. It could be a cocktail, whiskey, vodka, tequila.
Always not
beer.
Always try a different one, right?
True. But we always pour up.
That's right.
And this episode we have.
Well, at this point, this is a staple on the show. Milagros. I had a interesting work week, and I was just like, man, I just want some fucking tequila. Oh, you need some chase?
First time I chased it. So
Okay.
this has been a frequent pregame choice of ours.
Right. Oh, look, that's cool. It's like an animation popped up. Hey, y'all gotta step y'all podcast up.
So I've noticed you tequila is your
That's my go-to.
that's your go-to.
That's as I'm and if you click the link below, you can buy that juice on Amazon and pay for my
We have
kids'
to blur the
presents.
link.
I don't know. I think we can show that shit. Tequilas. As I got older, there were certain liquors I couldn't do anymore. Like I can't do Remy or Henny. Cognac really fucks me up. I can get violent.
I don't even think that. I just think as we get older, we try to watch how we, as far as me, I'm trying to watch my figure. I'm trying to go down as one of the sexiest black men in America. That's dead as one of my goals.
That's a good goal.
So I solely switched from, and I'm a slim cat.
Idris Elba's not from here. That's first on your list?
Idris Elba?
Yeah.
What about him?
Sexiest black man.
Oh, yeah.
On the list. Okay. All right.
No, that's probably the only one on the list.
I'm gonna keep it G. My shawty like him. She fucked with his movie, so.
Yeah. But he from UK though. So
No matter where he from, he a black man.
He's the only black man that should be James Bond.
Ooh, I like it.
If they're gonna do
Talk
He can
your
pull it off.
talk.
He can pull it off.
I like him.
It's my
I like
guy.
him.
I kept him for some reason.
Hey, you just said something. Hey, a black man playing James Bond would be like Obama being president.
Like a black superhero. That's what we had.
But we talking
Black
about
Panther.
James. Yeah, Black Panther's Black Panther, but James Bond is ain't no Black Panther video game. It's a James Bond video game. So to have a black man play James Bond, that's epic.
The GoldenEye version.
And that's epic. Just imagine him with the golden gun. Like you remember them days on the Nintendo 64. If you know, you know.
That was the first. I think it was like the first shooter I ever played.
Man, you
One
know,
shot,
you
one
know.
kill.
I'm trying to tell you. Just imagine a black man playing that, having the music in the background with the suit, with the Porsche.
Is it happening?
No, I don't think so.
Is it racism?
No, I don't think so.
We just putting the idea in the universe. That'll be epic.
I wouldn't mind. Its own unique movie.
No, I heard it. There's talks that make a black female James Bond.
That's what I've heard.
That's what I heard.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, that'll suck.
Only because I'm a misogynist.
Because women shouldn't really be action stars like that.
Yeah, it's like
it's not believable when you see a girl like beating up dudes.
I ain't gonna say that.
I don't care how much schooling you do.
I'm not gonna say that. I'll just say you can't play James Bond. James Bond has to stay a male role.
And his name is James. What's her name? Jane?
Jamie Bond.
You could do Jane.
Or Jane Bond.
You trying to start some shit.
Yeah, but
Nah, we joke, we kid. Women can do anything.
We could keep it as James Bond. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't think women should physically fight in movies.
Yeah, we don't need to have everything.
You don't like Laura Croft?
Oh yeah, exactly.
That was a dumb movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind like being adventurous. I don't like when they're fighting dudes and winning. It just looks stupid.
There's times where like my sexism like really shows his face, and I'd be like, I don't want to see that. I don't.
What's the shawty from the Tomb Raider series?
Laura Croft.
Yeah,
Angelina Jolie.
She was lit though. Like she was lit.
Okay.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yes.
But outside of her being extremely
She's
sexy, badass and sexy, and with a gun,
she has nice boobs.
like that too. No, that too. But it was the whole package. Come on now. It wasn't just the boobs. It was the package.
Okay, so your favorite female superhero. Right, exactly.
Catwoman.
Okay, but she was like
Halle Berry. Halle Berry.
Which one is it?
Catwoman is the only one I could remember.
Halle
Off the
Berry
top of my
played
head.
the Catwoman role pretty lit.
I would marry Catwoman and cheat on her with Harley
But
Quinn.
after that, I wouldn't.
That's a fact.
I never watched Catwoman.
That deserves 2 bombs.
Jeez.
This guy gets it.
Whatever.
You love who's that? Catwoman or Halle Berry?
Nah, Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
That was the best Catwoman, in my opinion.
Halle Berry.
What the? Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
And maybe you're right. I don't know.
Well, I never seen it with.
It could be
so.
recency bias too, but
It's definitely that.
when I look back on like a clip of the Halle Berry one, it was a little corny.
It was.
Anne Hathaway was like believable.
It was very exaggerated.
Yeah.
And then you also had what was the name?
Did she like walk like a cat, literally?
The one the Catwoman from Michael Keaton's Batman. She was kind of hot white woman. Definitely got some good. Yeah, we going the wrong way. Okay. So let's go a quick round table. Anything new? Anything I want to? Anything I want to? Let our fans know. The numbers been growing. You've been getting active with sharing it. You saying people? So you getting feedback. What are people saying? They like your takes.
Yeah, they like what we talk about.
Y'all
it's
lit.
very
Criticism.
engageable, if that's a word.
Engageable.
Yeah, people
They using big
enjoy
words. I like that.
My favorite is
what we
criticism.
talk about.
Any criticism?
I haven't heard anything negative, so far so good.
Right. Who's the star of the show?
Me, of course.
Oh shit.
She the chick.
Miami Bay.
Okay, that's fair. I like it.
That's her on the drop.
That's her.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah. So, you said what? Oh, okay.
That weed smell good.
It do, though. I thought it was an incense.
The only thing for me is I'm going deep sea fishing for the first time. Couple weeks, end of the month. So that's exciting for me.
I'm excited for you. I just watched a documentary about people getting lost at sea, though.
Ooh.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, I seen some shit like that. Yeah. I think if I were guaranteed to survive, I would 100% want to go through something like that.
That's an interesting, just like the guarantee part.
Yeah. If there was a way, like, okay, you're gonna suffer. It's gonna be like real bad.
Also, you like long as you don't die, you're down to experience all the experiences.
If I cannot die guaranteed and not have like some long lasting like
Going in the ocean.
loss of quality of life, or anything like war, sea combat, be stuck in a jungle.
That's fair. I would like
lost
to
at sea.
if I could walk every walk of life and just know that I get to reset after I die. Like
or don't die, and you get to keep the lessons. Like I would totally go through that. Like
and you
trial and tribulation.
Start over in a new process.
It's certain shit I don't never want to do or ever experience.
Hey, I don't want to be I don't want to get like prison raped. I don't want that.
But you can't say that when you said you can.
That would be a long lasting mental disability.
I just don't. I don't know how you feel about it. I don't want that. That's for sure.
You've had some nightmares lately?
No, you ever seen Boondocks with Tom? He was like,
I fuck with Boondocks.
And Tom was like, "You can't have my booty."
You know, your real name is perfect for prison.
You're racist. That's a fact. And I don't give a damn. That's right. You let them know. My daddy name is Tyrone. And his daddy was Tyrone. And when I get my first boy, his name will be Jamal. Nah, I'm fucking around. His name will be Tyrone. It was the blackest name. You know what's crazy? My name is not even black. It's from Ireland. It's the biggest county in Ireland. So everybody's like, man, that's a black name. I was like, white boy name, actually.
What, Tyrone?
Yeah, it's not a black name.
I know more black Tyrones than I know white Tyrones.
I've met some white Tyrones. How many white Tyrones have you met?
None.
Yeah, what happened with y'all? Why did y'all give up on that name?
What white boy you talking about? Time out. What white boy you know? What white boy you name? That ain't considered no white boy. He grew up with us. We look at him
That's
different.
our dog. You don't know how tough that nigga is.
There's a difference.
We respect him.
Yeah, there's a difference. Yeah, there's always a difference. I've never met a white boy named Tyrone.
Really?
Like, that'll blow my mind. Be like, bro, your name Tyrone?
You can Google him on the internet. I've never met him either. So this is possible that is a very black name.
I just always thought that, I always thought that was a black name.
It is. He's usually a big black bald guy. Like my dad. So it's a fact.
All I'm saying is you'll do good in prison. So
don't put that on me, because if I did, it was gonna be fed time anyway. So
that's the only way.
That's the only way. I think the rapes are low there.
Not only that, is you comfortable in the feds. You got, like, from what I know, I've
heard.
Heard.
You know what's so crazy? When I used to go visit people in Fed time, I was like, if I had to, you know,
if you had to, what?
You get hamburgers in the vending machines. It wasn't that bad.
Oh yeah, it
was like,
I've seen jails in certain countries, you know, like locked abroad shit. And
I know. I would never get locked up in a foreign.
Yeah,
I don't ever want to get locked up and go back to Miami-Dade County Jail. Yeah. That's the worst jail in the world.
Nah, man. Based off the shit I see on Call of Duty, when you get killed and they put
the
you in the gulag. That let me know enough. Don't go nowhere and do no dumb shit when you out of the States.
Not in Russia, bitch.
I've been handcuffed a couple times, but was completely innocent. Never seen the jail. So.
It's an interesting. I only did it once. It was enough. I wasn't even there long. I was like, man, I ain't drink the water. I ain't eat nothing because I know I was going home.
Toilet?
No, I didn't. Well, no. My experience was as soon as they got me out of the holding cell and they got me into my little dorm, I got there and I was really cold. Like I was just like this and I don't know, it's ice cold in that shit. That might be for the diseases and bacteria.
Like a hospital.
Yeah. And the houseman, who's the guy that runs the unit, he was like, oh, you cold? It's warmer in the back. I said, oh, he gonna rape. But I couldn't say no because you know the houseman rules. Because they'll beat you up. I saw the
So
nigga.
you were Little Spoon?
No. He actually was caring about me.
Oh.
Because he was right. It was better in him. But I didn't like it. Don't go to jail. At all.
Ain't no money there.
It ain't no money there. And just imagine not being able to check your Instagrams and not do anything like your email. Well, niggas is on. Niggas definitely got their phones in jail. I've seen some shit. But, you know, just don't. Just make better decisions and pay your parking tickets. I didn't go to jail for gangster shit. Missed a court date.
Ah, damn.
Right, wow. That's so petty. You came to my house for that? This government is crazy.
That's rough.
So,
my tax dollars. Yeah,
that's where your tax dollars is. Man, we do a part of the show with guests, and it's called the elevator pitch. You on the elevator with Jeff Bezos' favorite cousin. And it's Jeff Bezos. And you get this is the opportunity of the fucking lifetime. You get to say, hey, this is who I am, and I got this $1 billion idea. And this is the part of the show where you get to, you know, give people your elevator pitch.
Damn. A $1 billion idea.
No, it doesn't have to be.
It's not a $1 billion idea. But if you had to sell yourself to a billionaire, it's always been my thought of it. Like, what would you say?
Yourself, give him a elevator pitch of who you are, what you're about.
I'm in.
How you doing? My name. How you doing? My name's Spliffy Doe.
Okay.
I'm a popular pothead. I smoke a lot of weed in my personal time. I'm an executor. You give me a problem, I'm gonna solve it. Pretty much simple.
Okay.
I think the key to making money is finding a problem and finding a solution to it.
Oh, that's.
I think when you a lot of times as entrepreneurs, as digital creators, as artists, as just entrepreneurs within itself, we kind of think too broad versus keeping it simple. It's supply and demand. We live in the United States. It's a capitalism environment to where it's basically find a need and fill it
and fix it
and fulfill it. Basically,
that's pretty much the principles.
A lot of people, I guess, when I look at it, there's Chevron and Shells across the street from one another. There's a McDonald's and a Burger King at least probably like a block away from one another. Yeah, so everybody's doing the same thing. You just find a way to differentiate yours.
1,000%. I think sometimes when we start thinking about entrepreneurship, everybody's like, I'm going to make the next Facebook. And I was like, or you could just make another business.
Before Facebook, there was Black Planet. That's the same thing.
You remember that?
The only difference between it,
you wouldn't have been on it.
The only difference between it is Facebook became more of a thing because it Black Planet was like an urban thing.
It was the urban Facebook.
So it was like at the time, like Facebook became something that was available to all ethnicities. It became like a global thing. But Facebook did the same, like MySpace.
1,000%.
Take it even
I want to
further.
say Facebook and MySpace was at the same time.
I'm trying to remember.
MySpace came first.
MySpace was first.
Came first.
Okay. Facebook was more so you had to be a college student
kid.
or something.
That
was Black Planet before MySpace?
Yeah.
Wow.
You feel me? We basically had the pages where you had the glitter falling from the page and the music playing. 32.
And
I'm young.
no, you old as fuck.
I'm 32.
But you're 32, so you're my age.
I'm 36.
Yeah, born in the 90s, baby.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a 90s baby.
Yeah.
I remember getting on MySpace in like 9th grade. So you're talking like middle school then.
I was in middle school.
Yeah.
And the fact that it still was around, that he can remember that is crazy.
Like Black Planet was the days where internet first came out, where we had the dial up. You couldn't be on the phone. It was AOL.
I was on AOL chats.
Yeah, but
I was in AOL chat room. AIM Messenger.
Yeah, we used to.
What's your ASL? What's your ASL?
And then once we got to college, it was more so like Uvu and Tiny Chat.
I didn't go to college, so I missed out on some.
By the time I went to college, it was Tinder and Bumble.
Oh, you're talking about dating?
Yeah.
See, we weren't taking it that further. We just like Uvu was like a video way where you can basically like FaceTime.
Okay, it's like Skype.
Tiny Chat was basically like a platform where I'll give you one better, and this is facts.
In chat rooms, bro.
Tiny Chat. I was in a Tiny Chat when I was probably like 18 with Diamond from Crime Mob.
Oh, I love her.
Like we were so busy. We were so busy tapped into the internet at that time. We didn't really know what we were doing.
Right.
Like as far as for me, I didn't really know what I was doing. I had a MacBook. I was just basically tapped into everything that was digital and wasn't realizing what was going on at the time.
Right. Oh, 1,000%. If I could go back to what I know now with the technology we had then, I was still everybody's idea.
That's easy. Yeah, that's easy to say.
That's easy to say.
Okay.
All right, so we just dated ourselves. Everybody's in here old. Nah, it's a beautiful thing to be old.
Well, I'm seasoned, boy. You can't say old. It's power on the tongue.
No, it is. I said that the other day. You know, I made of we have some bad habits where we like, oh, that's my OCD, and then I like research OCD, and I was like, I don't have that. I don't want that. I don't have that. Don't put that.
I guess
spell
everything's
on
a
you.
spectrum, right? So you have people that like maybe wash their hands a little bit, or just need to have their things in order. But then you have like the extreme ones where they have to like hit the switch times the right way before they can.
I ain't got that crazy shit. Hell no. Nah, for real. I think that there's a power in manifestation through the word. Like, so The Secret, I wasn't a big fan of. My grandmother gave that to me because they didn't. To me, the video or the video version of it didn't talk about the work enough for me to match
What do you mean?
the thinking. With The Secret.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree because I'm a big advocate of The Secret. I have my daughter on it right now.
Okay.
And we watched the movie, and I bought it on Amazon Prime.
Right.
I think The Secret is kind of. I think we can't control our thoughts, but we can control what we focus on. You can't control what pops up in your mind.
That's Facts.
That's impossible.
Because then you would have to be.
You will hallucinate yourself trying to, even if you're conscious. Most people have 1,000 thoughts at a time.
Well, right.
So you'll lose your mind trying to control what you think. You can control what you focus on.
True.
So I kind of think that's what The Secret was about. More so, your thoughts become things based upon what you focus on.
Yeah, I think right. It's focusing on what you want versus what you don't want.
And it's more so like it's like the law of attraction. People don't speak about the law of resistance. That's why it speaks about when things happen aloud, because what you resist, it creates more of. So it's like if you resist,
I think you brought it up.
Yeah, if you resist something, like that's why when you hear people say allow things to flow, because when you resist certain things, the subconscious mind doesn't know that you're going against it. The subconscious mind just knows, okay, you're pulling from this, so now I'm going to give you more of it. It doesn't know right or wrong. It's more of an energy thing. So it's more so like when things are happening, even for myself personally, I've kind of learned to just kind of, if things aren't going the way I want, just kind of sit within it and just allow it. Because the moment that I resist, it works against me.
Psychological acceptance. Like I accept this is a moment. It's stoicism.
Once you accept, it allows you to maintain control. Once you resist, it puts you at a state where it's like now you fighting for power. But if you're the higher power, if you're the being, you control things at all times.
Okay.
But you gotta.
What do you think about it?
I look at The Secret as like an exercise that you can use to like work on self-development, like as an introduction.
Okay.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah.
Right. I don't have total negative. I have my critiques about it, but it was probably the first video that I watched that was about self-development or self-help. My grandma gave it to me.
It's what introduced me to self-development. So I look at it as a good leeway into that.
It's like the first thing you're gonna get. It's like the Rich Dad Poor Dad books. You know, all these self-help. Like that was literally my first time even considering the concept of trying to even manage my thinking.
I'll tell you a thing. I had a friend that I met in Orlando. He was I want to say Vietnamese.
Okay.
Shout out
He's
to
Asian.
Shout out to Mills.
Okay.
I had met a kid. I'm gonna be very straightforward. I met a kid whose life was better than mine, and we was the same age, and I couldn't understand why. I'm riding a '95 Ford. He has a Lexus. Like there were just different things, and instead of me taking it from an envious perspective, I just wanted to understand why. And he's the first guy to introduce me to Think and Grow Rich. That was the first book I read.
Oh, okay.
And I met him, and he started shooting my music videos on the flip vid, the little cameras that was like a flip vid. That was my first music video. I was going to school with this cat, and I just couldn't understand why he was so nice to me. I'm fresh out of Opelika, moving out of Broward County. I'm on some hood shit. I'm just meeting this nigga, and he's extremely nice to me. So in my mindset, coming from where I'm coming from, I'm thinking like you looking for something. He was just extremely nice.
He was kind of like, what this nigga do?
He introduced me to Think and Grow Rich. We would travel from Orlando to Tampa at the time, just kind of shooting music videos, and he would give me books. It turned from books to audio books. And in the course of knowing him over those years, I had never seen him raise his voice. Never seen him got loud. I've seen somebody get disrespectful with him, but he always maintained his control. So at some point, I just kind of wanted to understand like the mindset behind it.
That's awesome. That to make those observations and say, you know, to see those differences.
And I just kind of wanted to understand the mindset behind it. The hospitality was there. It was just a different dynamics of what I was accustomed to.
Right.
And with sharing the books, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it just started to open my mind to understanding that your thoughts control everything. What you think controls everything. Your emotions are indicators on how you feel. When you feel good, you're vibrating in a certain space to where you create more of that. When things go wrong, instead of just feeling out of a place of emotion, you embrace it and look for the lesson in it based off the thought process. Absolutely. Based off how you think. If something wrong happens to me, I have two choices. I have a choice to look at the good in it and a choice to look at the lesson in it. Whatever choice I make determines my outcome, my steps moving forward, and how I perceive.
1,000%.
So with interacting with him, he ended up landing a job working for DJ Khaled as a camera guy.
Okay.
And I just kind of seen his life excel, and that's when I kind of knew like the shit he was saying worked. Like it worked. I was there.
Right.
You feel me? And from there, I just I started just soaking the game up.
1,000%. I can see it when you're talking about it. I was like, okay, that's emotional intelligence.
That was the first person that introduced me to books, period. And from there, it became like a drug. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even reading now, like I get a rush.
And you're a traditional reader. You don't just. It's not just audiobooks. It's like you actually read the book.
I'm the type of cat. I've spent at least $400 in Barnes and Nobles.
At one time.
At one time. Just on some shit, and I ain't the nigga that buy them because it look nice. I
like me.
I buy them and read them because
I got some more books.
When I sat amongst him, it put me in the headspace to where it gave me a level of power that I had never felt before. If that made sense, it was like It was like the confidence that I felt like I had been looking for my whole life. Like walking in the room and being able to have the knowledge. It didn't really matter who I was. I could be able to walk in the room, smell like a pound of weed. Still dress how I dress, but because my mind was an asset to the table, I was benefit and I was needed.
1,000%.
And I guess just with sitting amongst him and learning, it kind of put me in a different headspace to where knowledge was the real power.
100%. That's why y'all little niggas and nigglets. You get out there and start reading these goddamn books. Well, I'm telling you, they plant because it's true shit.
Are you gonna read more?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you don't say all them books.
Even if you don't got time, do what I do. I'll keep it
decorations.
I'll keep it a brick with you. Even with being a full-time dad,
yeah,
and artist amongst other things, businessman, entrepreneur. You don't always have time, so we ain't gonna cap. Like, okay.
Oh yeah.
There's times where it's like I'll sit there with the book and I'll let the audio book play in my Dre beats.
1,000.
And I'll just go through it and I'll highlight different things, maybe jot down notes in my iPhone.
It's a balance because even like
you gotta make time
talked
for
about
it
a lot too. Like we're people like we'll go research this shit for about 6 months. Like I had to learn at some point. I had to balance like my education and doing other things in my life. So if I'm spending all my time in study, then we don't do the execution part.
Thanks.
You know, so it's like at some point you got to get to a degree of confidence of what you know and just get out there and start fucking up too. Because that's the best way to learn to me is like, man, you got to fuck up.
That's the best teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Failure. You don't learn faster than touching a hot stove.
Hit that bomb, nigga. Because I ain't never touched the iron again. I said, God, you ever got burned by the iron?
All the time.
Oh, what?
Especially a hair iron.
Curling iron.
All the time. Doing my hair.
Fuck that. I'm glad I don't never have to do that. Like a curling iron for my kids.
You know, the younger generation is interesting. I have a coworker, he's like in his early 20s. He's talking about getting a perm.
Okay, I like it.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah.
Getting a perm?
Yeah.
Wait, he a dude?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Something wrong with the perm dudes getting perms. That's what the pimps used to do.
That's what I said. So he didn't know that perms existed. So I showed him all the zoot suits and the
wait.
Jerry
Is
curls. No, he's not black.
I was about to say because if he's black, he know what a perm is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the world we live in now has become modern as a whole to where a lot of things that probably were looked at kind of weird is more so acceptable.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people living their truth. It's a lot more authentic now than it was before.
Yeah, there's a lot more real niggas.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. There's a lot more fake niggas, I think, personally.
Jeez.
You know, there's the individual and the collective. And it's about balancing the two. I think we swung a little too much into the individual.
I think just the younger generation of people are more comfortable living in their skin.
Yeah.
Based on their own rules and not the rules that their grandmothers probably set.
1,000%. I'm so excited when I see when I go down there into the city area and, you know, like when I first started seeing it, I was like, it was little black kids on skateboards and shit. I was just like.
Where you see that at in the city?
Oh, yeah, but on 79th, man.
I don't see that nowhere in the city.
Really?
I see them little niggas toting that iron.
No, they might have that. I don't know why they skateboarding. But it's a specific. The closer you get to Biscayne,
I fucks with skateboarding.
Yeah.
I was one of them.
Different
I'm gonna keep it a brick. I was one of them hood niggas that grew up and that was into skateboarding. Nigga, I was a big Rocket Power fan. Nigga, if you know,
Rocket
Damn.
Power.
if you know, you know. I was a big Auto fan.
I was a Nickelodeon kid,
But
that's
I
for
wasn't.
damn sure.
I wasn't. It wasn't accepted in the hood, so it was something that I kind of kept to myself.
Oh,
Rocket
yeah. You know what I've been trying to do? I've been trying to get to the topics, and I was in like a zone. Thank you, sir. See, I love having this team ambience here, man. I ain't gotta, because sometimes I can't watch myself.
Facts.
Or can I? No, okay. All right, so. And we've been building though. The potting is easy at this point because I think we got some very talented and intelligent energy in the room. We got some feminine energy as well to help us balance out. What do you got? All of us here are parents, except for you, with the exception of your Yorkie. Are we allowed to say its name?
Yeah, Jingle.
I don't know if
Jingle the Yorkie.
I didn't want to mess up his opportunities to get jobs.
Nah.
All right.
He doesn't do good with HR.
Nah, I'm telling you,
LOL.
he legit has a psychopath dog.
Yeah.
Like it went from
He cute.
Yeah, it's like a baby Cujo. It just tears up and tries to attack everybody. You're gonna get a lawsuit.
But you know what? One thing that for the life of this Yorkie, he stays like a child. Something that you guys have is, once they get to a certain age, they become their own person. You kind of, being a parent is obviously not 100%, but being a parent has like a time limit.
It does, because they love you like pets in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
That's what I really enjoy about them. And then they will get to the point, and it's gonna happen when the boyfriends come.
Yeah.
And then it's like I'm gonna be less important, not less important, but like my word won't be law as much, And that's I'm not looking forward to that point or that part. It's like if you all right, you don't get worked out of my inheritance.
Yeah,
because I'll give it to the little sister feds.
I'm planning to have my first kid.
Oh my god,
That's evil.
So,
I'm just these jokes.
But I am not a parent yet, as far as human.
Because you know what?
beings go.
Because you actually was a nigga that he used to say like he won't have kids because the world is going to hell.
I know.
Yeah,
I've always said I want to have kids in a planned manner. I don't want to be surprised. I want my kid to
That's
be
the best way to have them.
You know what I want? I want to celebrate the announcement of the pregnancy. I don't want to be stressed out about the announcement of the pregnancy.
It would be. I would like the experience of a plan. Like I actually tried to make this one.
Exactly. That's what I meant.
But daddy
more
love
so.
all my babies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're the best thing that happened to me. For real.
The hang. You survived the hang.
If you didn't want it, just plan B it.
That's all those alternatives. You know what happened to me? I'm being real. After I had my first daughter, and I remember making a decision. I was just like, man, fuck it, man. I guess I gotta do. I was kind of like religious at the same time too. And then after I had my first daughter, I knew never again I would have a. I would not pay or opt for an abortion, and every woman that after that I knew I would impregnate would have to keep the baby.
I understand that, but I think for a plan B, that's just playing it safe because you could take it there, you could paint the club, and it could still not happen.
Oh yeah, right. They could pop that pill. They sell that over the over.
Yeah.
That's not
Even if you
100%
don't-
efficient, though.
That's not 100% efficient. Does it
And
protect
then
you from
supposedly
diseases?
there's like a weight
Nah, it doesn't.
a weight limit. So like if you're over a certain weight, it might not
It's
work
less.
for
It's
you.
less effective.
Yeah.
So you can't do no BBWs.
I don't know. Double it up. I don't know how to.
He said double it up.
Take two.
A BBW.
Why?
What's the weight threshold for BBW?
Why fuck strangers raw?
That's a great.
That's true, but because condoms take all the fun.
No, it don't.
All the
That's
fun.
not true.
All the fun.
I can't use condoms ever. Why?
What?
That's why I got multiple baby moms.
I can see that.
What?
Negative.
No, for real, like protecting sex. Well, you know
But
what?
you know what?
I haven't used a condom
Yeah.
in over years, so I don't. Maybe the technology got better.
And this conversation is more for our OnlyFans because we do have.
This is
Shout
adult
out
talk.
to the.
We do sometimes talk about things that are
OnlyFans.
not YouTube safe because they're paywall safe.
We're talking about contraceptives.
Link down below.
It's safe sex.
I think
this
raw
is-
sex solely depends upon who you're. Far as
But she's your wife when you choose her, kind of right.
Nah, you talking about raw sex. Anybody here married?
Nah, no.
Anybody here married?
You know.
Getting married soon.
So you engaged.
Ooh.
Bitch, you ain't tell me.
I mean, years, but
Oh my God. All right, because carry on.
So basically, of course you're married. That's different. But if you're not
And if I'm
married,
not the best man, there's gonna be problems.
and those who have watched every episode know that I consider marriage.
That's why I said. There's no
girlfriend.
differentiation.
I don't differentiate between the two.
I'm your husband day one, so that's why you could have sex wrong.
Nah, you supposed to be dating with intentions.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
So the government hasn't recognized my
Wife. Your union.
my union, but
Would it be better than doing a marriage than just to do an LLC with an operation agreement?
That's what it's a business basically.
What you say? That's not a viable.
I've had this conversation with my shorty.
I would need to have a conversation with a CPA to understand, like.
Oh, so then just file as an S corp so you could have all the benefits of the taxes.
You need LLC to be an S corp, but
Right, exactly. Just file 25.
Yeah,
50,
but
2553.
I just don't understand how that would work as
What?
far as.
Y'all create an operation agreement, so if we break up, you get this.
Yeah.
and it's just
Okay, so how do you feel about a prenup?
But like, prenups are like mandatory.
Okay, cool. Smart man.
That's what that nigga said.
Me and
Yeah.
my shorty had this conversation the other day. I make it very clear. Like, if you're not a prenup girl, you're not my girl.
Maddie, you like prenups?
I'm not opposed to prenups. It's all about the clauses.
Oh shit. Contracts.
But I don't fully. I would have to actually sit down with a lawyer when the time comes to actually fully understand prenups because I don't understand them 100%.
We had this discussion.
I have my ideal if I was a dictator, what my prenup would look like if I had ultimate power and it's
Bitch, you won't get nothing.
it's going to be held in court no matter what. Like I could lay out what I think a prenup should look like. But as far as what the actual legal system in America and what a prenup actually has power to do or not do, I don't actually know that. And that would be an interesting conversation to have with a legit lawyer that has experience doing prenups.
Because I've seen some horror stories. My uncle, he'll tell you if you've been. I watched him play alimony for a woman he ain't been with for almost 10 years. She had a whole other life. And I said,
and that's with a prenup?
Obviously he ain't had a prenup, but apparently.
Not only that, my daughter's godfather, he was married, just got recently divorced. Bought the home, typical guy, paying all the bills in the house.
It's a good nigga right there.
Came home from work one day and she was gone. Took a lot of the things out of the home, and when it came down to the divorce and going back and forth to court, a judge told him that in the state of Florida, women are obligated to pay 50% of the household expenses. So if you choose not to, that's your business. So, and when they divorced, he had to pull equity out of the home and pay her at least like $65, $70.
So when I go to a girl or my new girlfriend, I'm saying it's not that I want you to pay 50, it's legal. All right.
You don't
It's
even have
against
to,
the law.
it's not even about that. When you sit down and you really ask yourself, if you're building genuine love with a partner, why would a woman want you to take care of all the expenses on your
my
own?
philosophy is you should. I ain't gonna lie. I think
You're
a man
right.
should pay.
No, because a woman's money should be extra. That's how I was raised traditional. I totally agree.
Okay. Right.
Like if I'm paying the
think
bills,
because I also think it sends like wrong messages in the gender roles. Like if this is gonna sound bad. If you're helping me pay, you have a lot of an opinion. You have a lot of
Are you secretly a beta that's insecure?
Ooh, that was for the others, nigga. You want to do it? All right. That's yours. That's your topic.
no, I kind of
segue.
I'm just
All right,
kidding.
Maddie, introduce this topic because she brought it to me because we
can save it for when we don't have.
No, I want to talk about.
Spliffy will be completely lost.
No, he'll definitely be on it. Trust me, he is.
I'm living like that.
Me and him have talked.
I'm a very definition of an alpha male. No question about it.
Maddie, you introduced this topic because you thought it was very.
I hear you have a theory.
Okay, they could hear me audio.
Okay, I'm
What's
just
the question?
okay. All right, so what's the question? What's the topic?
I forgot. I'm waiting for you,
You
to
said
remind me.
because
You have a theory that
well, so basically, what I interpreted the theory was: do you think that? think you used the term weak masculinity because you're
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Right, yeah. The reason you may choose a certain type of partner is
Yes.
because you're actually low key like insecure and a beta.
So yeah, I remember now. Like
Drop that bomb. That was a good one right there, girl.
That's a fact,
Hey.
though.
Miami Bay.
I don't know how we gonna do with this argument.
3 against 1.
yeah, because like
Let her. I want to hear it.
Nah, this episode is time. This you just time to shine. Because actually, when you brought it up, I was like, that was really good. I was like, even though I was like, oh, we'll see how it unfolds, but I like that perspective because like I never thought about it like that. I was like, only weak niggas prey on weak women because they don't have the like how
the capacity to be the individual themselves.
Right.
As a
like
woman.
That's a fact, though. Why is that even a conversation?
What you mean?
I totally agree.
Well, so
Thank you.
So
I'm a alpha, and I'm speaking from a place where I think certain
you said
men,
thank you.
See, at the same
I think
time,
men prey on certain types of women because they feel like they don't have the capacity to
Well,
maintain.
is it prayer or criteria?
I think
To
it
not-
could be a
to-
bit
to-
of both.
Okay. Well, what you think? I mean, because you made this beautiful topic, and now we get to see is the machismo real
no,
or
because
inside is a little boy? That's how she said it. Nah,
I didn't say that.
I gotta put some sauce. This is a show.
I have nothing against being submissive at all. Like I consider myself to be very submissive, but at the same time, some men take it to an extreme.
Okay.
Like allow me to at least be like my own person when I'm around you. Don't
Can I
fucking
ask-
You have
dictate
your
my
own
every.
ideas?
Can I
I like
interject? Can I
I'm playing
interject?
with you.
That's a real thing, though, audio.
No, I know. I believe
When you say, okay, here's one thing. When you say but, you contradict everything you say prior. That's why I never use the word but. You should, that's kind
But?
of big for me. Never say
Okay,
but.
so the butt would
When my
indicate-
girl
okay.
says but, I stop listening. It's like I love
I
you,
feel like
but.
things have different complexities
Okay, that's true.
to it.
Anytime
so
I say
everything
but,
is
my
a-
girl instantly says
I
after
think-
but comes bullshit.
Based on what she's
Which I would
saying,
agree to that, but
based on what she's saying, I
But-
think
That's
I
fair.
do think women should be submissive. However, I feel like as men, you should give a woman something to be submissive to.
Right.
Exactly.
You start worthy of that.
Not only I think worthy, but what makes a man worthy of submission?
Paying all the bills, being a leader, and protecting and doing everything.
I don't think finances makes a
Sigma
man.
man.
I don't think finances makes a man worthy of
that's what
being
the
submissive
internet
to.
says.
No, it does because if I'm a protector, finances definitely plays. Unless you're gonna live on the farm and just hunt everything.
No. What I'm basically saying is, of course, you can't be a broke nigga trying to lead a family. Let's be clear.
Right? Yeah.
What I'm basically saying is for the cats who feel less than a man because a woman makes more money than them. So I kind of was in the environment where my mom always made more money than my dad. My dad was a working, go to work, come home type of cat. My mom was the ambitious, create a business. But I always seen the man maintain a level of respect and never try to compete with that. So I kind of think it goes back to saying what she said. Weak masculinity are men who aren't whole within themselves. Because men who are whole within themselves, you're not too busy concerned about how much money your old lady make. Because if you carry yourself like a man and you're a real one and you one of one, she's going to submit herself and give you that level of respect just based on the man you are. Your finances and the things you have and the things that are attributes doesn't mean anything. It's more so about the morals and the principles and the character of the man. And I think that's what a lot of men miss out on. It's more so about, I want to be able to provide this. It's like, nah, nigga, where's your character?
So
Where's your principles?
Do you agree with Future when he
Well-
says "fuck her like a broke goon"?
I think
Because you know how that nigga. That
When you
broke
say
nigga-
fuck her like a
that,
broke
that
goon,
broke
okay.
nigga that come over, either he ain't shit, but
that's
you know,
what
not me.
what
I'm talking about women.
Okay, but now as far as me, I fuck mine like I'm a broke goon. But I'm
got
still
to,
love
right?
on her like she's like I'm a gentleman.
Like, now give me your EBT card, girl.
So it's like I just kind of think that I think when it comes to there's two dynamics. I think when it comes to the fellas and me being a dude, I think fellas are big on this word submission, but I think men aren't creating a level
The
of a
atmosphere.
vision.
Right.
A vision.
They're not creating.
Men aren't presenting women with a vision and a plan and something to submit to, and they're not following their guidelines themselves.
And probably also, too, I think it's communication, right? Because the connotation of submission sounds, to most women, they're going to challenge it because it's like submit.
Submission means to be agreeable. It's basically to get a woman in submission. It means to basically get her in agreement on what you're on. But I feel like
we definitely have to do a better job of the messaging of what submission.
How you present it, but it's all. But you're dealing with a woman, man.
That's why you got to talk to them like a child.
No, it's based all on. I think personally, it's based off. It's based on how you present it to a woman. Right. If you talking to a woman, detailed. Hey, I need you to be submissive, versus you saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you have to talk to them, and not a condescending way. Like, do it the right way. Not like how it might come off like. Oh, you trying to? Because some of these girls are tough. You trying to tell me, and it was like, yeah, for your own good, bitch. But they don't be here. It's all ego, and it's just like, look, let me explain some things. In order for us to work optimally, we have to have our boundaries. We got to understand. We want to adhere to a culture that we build within our union. I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna ride for you. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna honor you. But at the same time, there's reciprocity, and I need certain things in order to do those things for you.
Facts.
Because when I get rich, I can always replace you.
Not only that, I think it's more so.
I don't think you can't. No, you can't replace it that easy.
Sure, you can.
How so?
Oh, wait, like a submissive woman?
Yeah.
Oh no, at that point you're playing a different game. You just when they turn 25, you kick them out.
But you got to know the difference.
And what you're gonna replace them with?
Another like 23 to 24-year-old.
Another dummy.
Huh.
He's right.
See, I think that's ignorant.
Whoa, hold on. I didn't say nothing bad about your ideas, nigga. No, I'm talking about at that point, you no longer playing the game that we're playing. You're playing the rich man.
But how do you replace that loyalty of knowing that they stuck by you before you were rich?
Nigga, Donald Sterling is old as shit. Who is with him they only with him for the money.
That bankroll.
That's it. I think after certain points, that concept of what you're talking about don't exist
anymore. I do feel like if I get rich by myself, that love shit is out the window.
I'm telling you.
I told my shorty that if we don't work and I get rich without you, that shit over with. That shit is over with.
For real. Every time a girl
if we get it together, that's different. But
I don't like that shit.
That shit is over with.
It's gonna get bad. What I'm saying is that you reach a certain threshold where the reality is, I have a lot of options.
I don't know. I think if you find a submissive girl before you're rich, and she sticks by you while you become rich, there's some value there.
Oh no, I would keep her
beyond. But
Denzel Washington kept his wife because I'd be looking at Denzel Washington. I was like,
I agree, and I have one of my own. True. However, I'm speaking for the men that don't. That ain't out here like that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen all the multi-million successful people's wives, and you'd be like, she was with him while he was broke? Because men have the ability. They have the ability to be loyal and be almost unconditional. Men are more. They could be unconditional better than women. Like women don't. They can't.
You can say it. You can say it. A man will probably love more unconditionally than a woman will.
Exactly
100%. Yeah,
1,000%. What you say? Is it you agree or you disagree?
No comment.
Oh shit.
Me and mine's dialogue all the time about this, and I explained to her on multiple occasions. She bases when she does certain things is based off your emotions. Regardless on how I feel about it, I'm always going to act out of a place of logic. So it's like you may not answer the phone because you're frustrated. I'm gonna answer the phone because you may be in need. You may not be safe.
I'm gonna put my feelings aside because I might need to act in this moment, and that's a great point. Mm-hmm. But you didn't get a chance to respond to the claim that Maddie said, low key. Slime is actually a beta.
Who slime? Me?
Yeah, you slime.
Oh,
Is that true, Maddie?
I mean,
no. It was an observation. I like the observation.
Yeah,
I mean, it was kind of like I can see why a woman would think that.
Yeah, it's a semantic argument, right? How are we defining submissive? How are we defining beta? How are we defining alpha?
Nah, it wasn't offensive.
But what makes a man a beta, though?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a semantic argument.
I know, but I want to hear her perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, I never said that.
I added the beta stuff. She said weak masculinity.
Yeah, weak masculinity. Yeah, it's a semantic. What does masculinity mean, right? You know, I believe that all men should operate in their program. You know, we talk about operating systems.
Operating
right?
systems, yeah.
So when you have confidence that you put in the work to have the right program, that's why that's your program, then I think the natural order of things is that men choose the program and women choose the man whose program they want to follow.
So was you like Windows 7?
I'm XP.
I just used to love the shit.
I think the dynamics are
that nigga knows.
So you know, so if a girl sits there and chooses that guy, like, you know, that guy's program, that guy, what he's about, his morals, his, you know, I think about The Equalizer. I've given that example before, where it's like, you know, it's not just about a particular factor, like the finances, or you could be very funny, but you smell bad. You could smell amazing,
Jesus,
but you're broke. You can have a lot of money, but your morals are shit, or your principles are shit.
I never had none of those problems.
Or, you know, you don't stick up for yourself. There's so many factors in life. And my thing is, like, every factor that women care about is an equalizer. And I just try my best to maximize the number on all of them. Right. You might have more money than me. You might be funnier than me. You might have more charm. But the levels I have on all of them are set in a way that women find attractive. And a particular woman, a particular girl finds it so attractive and so appreciates it so much, they choose, like, you know what, I want to follow that guy.
Facts.
And they choose to be submissive. I don't know how that is. I don't know where weakness comes in that or insecurity comes in that.
I think I remember how this came about now.
Okay, give it to him, baby.
I don't know. I don't know where weakness comes from that,
or
insecurity comes from that, because I think it's the opposite.
I added it because my interpretation was, I was like, she's like, because we were talking about brickle bitches, and I was like, could you rein in a brickle bitch? Because, you know, brickle bitches they tend to date within certain. So like, could I still make a brickle bitch submit? And I use the word bitch because that's just my favorite word.
I think there is a percentage of girls in every type of girl that would want to submit or not submit to me or you or you or you. It's just about picking that program.
Okay, I like that.
So, you know, are there brickle bitches that would want to submit to me? I'm sure if they met me and they knew what I was about and they knew my consistency on who I am, and maybe then yes. Are there some that wouldn't? Yeah. Are there some that I wouldn't want to deal with anyways?
That's a fact.
So it's a, you know, it's a two-way street. It's lock and key. It has to match.
This is right. This is the queen. Right? This is the reina. This is what's the Colombian drug lord lady?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna put this on. You good? What you need? Oh, okay. Okay, which one? The white one. Oh, okay. Is it the white small car? Okay. Where your keys at? So I can
Oh, why? I could go do it.
I can do
my
it.
car.
You want to rebut, or clarify?
Yeah, you gotta
clarify.
Respond to.
You said you remembered what?
Calling him up. Oh, okay.
Oh, you could.
Oh,
yeah. If you're willing to move it,
you think you can move it for us?
It's fine. Yeah, you can.
He's not gonna crash it. I think he's a good driver.
Oh damn!
He ran the throw business.
You know, I'm all about my car. No one can drive it, but to move it, I would be willing to let anyone.
You wouldn't let me drive your car?
No, but to move it, yeah, we can't.
Now we got a new subject.
Oh, allow people to drive cars. You know, the thing is, I have seen it's PTSD. I have seen with my own eyes.
Oh my god! Oh, you got some shit in there.
I have seen with my own eyes people borrow, like you borrow Spliffy's car, and you drive it to the store, whatever. You come back, then we're hanging out. Spliffy goes to leave. Something's fucked up with the car.
Oh, okay, I guess you want to reduce the possibility of conflict.
Yeah,
by mitigating. So, right.
I wouldn't borrow anyone. I wouldn't borrow something of anyone's that I'm not willing to replace.
I like that philosophy.
And unless I know that you're willing to You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you got it like that, I avoid both sides.
Like I got like a really close friend. I won't say no names because I think he watched the show, and he had one day he was like for and that boy was like, "Hey, let me borrow your firearm." Because he had like a job for like security job, and I was like, "No, what happened if you use it, nigga?" I don't think that's how that works. Can you lend out guns like that? I don't think they even can do that.
That's an interesting.
You're not supposed to.
No, I mean they were trying to make that illegal. No, that's one of the gun control things that you don't. They prey on the ignorant, and when you don't know how
That's
things
my brother,
work.
baby.
Oh, that happened now?
Yeah, none of his kids match. They're like all different shades. I don't understand.
Don't say that on the podcast. I'm just kidding.
I didn't say nothing bad, but it's true. It's just like I just look at them. I was like, "Why y'all look different?" That's cool. It's kind of cool, right? You know,
I'm just thinking the family. What's it called?
I got in trouble already.
Full House. I'm thinking the Full House intro. The milkman, the paper boy, the different dads. I don't know.
Oh, Bob Zagat talks a joke. He's like, "Oh, you talking about my gay sitcom?" And I was like, "You know what? Now you talk about it." Oh shit, niggas was. I was like, now that you mention it, that is weird, dog.
It kind of all makes sense.
All
now,
these damn dudes in the room.
Yeah, why were there 3 guys in the house? Anyways,
yeah,
moving forward, I
forward.
remember what the conversation was now about what we were talking about.
Okay, so
Manny had did this thing. Remember how I got mad? And I was
yeah,
I was this close to snapping on Manny.
Me?
that's right. I told you what you did.
I almost ate you alive through the group chat.
What I do?
Then I was like, let me take a second
I'm
to just recoup. Let me get out my feelings.
I was very proud of her. Because she was about, I was like,
I am innocent.
Let me treat this like work.
I'm always innocent.
Like, you know what?
That's when I got to find out. I was like, oh, that little,
He's not wrong.
That little sweet face she be running around here. I said, that ain't the real version.
Yeah, but I run around perpetually innocent.
I didn't
Thank
do
you,
it
sir,
though.
man. Shout out,
so-
man. Shout out to the team, the off-camera team,
Wait,
bro.
so you got mad at me about something?
Oh,
that I
and
don't
then
know
the
about that
point of
made
this-
you think that I was weak masculinity?
No, and then the point of this was the fact that I was concerned that had I done that, you would have looked at me differently because, like, like a female talking to you crazy like that.
Oh, so
you know what I mean?
So even because the caricature of him, you
think I would care if a female talked to me a certain way?
Yeah.
That's funny.
he said that's funny.
So I'm like, maybe Manny won't feel comfortable around me no more because he know I'm a wild out on him.
Right, because then he be
You
like,
get what I'm saying?
You can't, that girl got too much bitch.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, maybe he can't handle.
No.
Maybe that's what makes it fragile.
Oh, right. So because of
I'm
that,
not your girl. I don't have to
I'm a
respect you.
feminist.
I'm gonna go off
I'm a
on
feminist outside of my relationship. So in my relationship, I'm sexist. And then in the real world, I'm a feminist.
It's okay to be sexist. I mean,
People can do whatever they want these days. Hey.
no. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what sexist mean, to be real.
So in my relationship, I believe there's a difference between men and women. I believe in yin and yang. I believe in synergy.
That's right.
I don't believe in competition.
Gender roles.
Yeah.
Right.
I believe in gender roles.
We're working together to the same goal.
I believe in double standards.
Oh, yeah. There's things that my girl can't do and the guys can't do.
In the real world, I'm a feminist, though. In the real world, I think men and women are equal.
No, they're not.
Equal rights, equal lefts.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, that's. I don't know. Hell no.
If that's the case,
I just know.
When somebody break in, I'm gonna go sit here in my ethicals and you get your ass up and you go make sure we safe.
It's like, babe,
Yeah.
go. Take
So what I
I
mean to say is, like, if Maddie came at me, it's gonna be like identical to audio. Like, I'm not gonna, if audio comes at me, I'm not gonna look at it any differently, like, because you happen to have like different chromosomes.
Maddie's still gonna work.
Yeah.
This is how you define
Maddie-
women.
Like, no, like,
It's scientifically correct.
We're still gonna
Right.
be able to work together.
Yeah,
Right,
like, I'm
okay.
But if somebody come and break in here, Maddie gonna want your ass to jump up and protect her before you do.
well,
I don't know. She
No,
tough,
well,
man.
no, because,
She
you know,
might try to hit that nigga with a punch.
I was talking to audio about this the other day. The difference between my girl and a girl is that I know that my girl will listen to me. I don't know what audio would do in a situation. I don't know how
I'll hold this shit
you'll
down,
handle
nigga.
yourself in a situation. I don't know what you're gonna do. I'm not going to
I'm gonna spin the block.
risk my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do what I think is right in the moment, and I know that my girl will react however I tell her to. And I have that peace of mind.
You programmed her you have a regime that you run, and you programmed her to understand that, because you're a good leader.
I communicate.
You don't like my words.
Yeah. So I know I have that peace of mind of
you
knowing.
mold her.
Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to any other girl in the room, like they want to look at me like, oh, I'm weak masculinity. So okay, survive.
You chose this boat, bitch.
Drop a bomb for that.
Drop a bomb for yourself. So now that we cleared the air, you're not a beta.
Yeah, but no, and you're like you could say whatever you got to say to me, or you could like.
All right, cool.
I'm not.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be like, nah, Manny is not gonna
But
be
what
able
makes
to talk
a man
to
a
me.
beta?
Like,
Well,
I don't think every girl should be my wife.
Okay, that makes
I did the
sense.
research. There's no such thing as alpha males and beta males. It's not even a real
You're a
thing.
sigma male.
I like the word.
I like to be romantic. I'm the cat that's gonna put the rose petals up and fruit in the bathtub.
I think beta men are men who feel that they have to lie and they have to be everything but themselves. That's a beta male to me. Like if you don't know how to convey your value as the version of who you are to a woman, you're a beta. Like you're basically like you have to play these little games, and you don't set boundaries. If you don't set boundaries, like right. I'm a victim of being somebody who didn't do a good job because I'm a stoic. I'm very like not passive aggressive. What I thought was passive aggressive was just like it doesn't require me to react this way. It's going to take too much energy. Because of that, I did develop bad habits of not checking women when saying, "Hey, you crossed the boundary right there. You ain't supposed to do that." I didn't lay any law down because to me it was just like I ain't a complainer. I'm just like, man, I don't give a fuck.
I was like that, but I'm the total opposite now. If my girl breathes the wrong way, I don't like that.
I like that.
She be looking at me quieter. Like, yeah, you do this. I'm like, yeah, but you have a choice. We can discuss it right now, or we can be 5-6 years arguing over the dumbest shit.
Oh my God.
So it's more so like I'd rather go ahead and I feel like most men don't date women with standards. And I feel like that's probably been part of her problem.
Some men don't even know their standards. I think, dating with intention, basically.
So it's more so with me, I'm on some shit like, okay, when you get too loud, I don't fuck with it. I don't give a fuck what you going through mentally. Don't raise your voice.
Sure.
That doesn't work for me.
Agree.
So I'm one of those type of cats. It's like, I'll listen to you. I'll take heed to anything, but I'm big on consideration and reciprocation.
Right.
You can't expect what you can't offer.
Yeah, so you have integrity.
So,
and you understand that there's a balance and there's a give and take, and navigating that. Like I have to lead with respect for you to respect me.
Totally,
absolutely.
That's the only way it works.
And then when they don't respect you, you get rid of them real fast. You let her get away with the first offense or the second offense?
No offense. My grandma used to always say the smallest leak could sink the biggest ship.
Obviously, intention matters.
Okay.
Of course.
There's nuance.
But however,
in general, yes.
However, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
That's
good intentions don't mean shit. You got to follow through.
Yeah, but you say it the wrong way, so that's the right way.
This nigga always
you have to follow through. You have to follow through.
I do anything is it I do.
No, because you say you know what he says. You said it the correct way, like everyone says it. You say good intentions pave the road to hell, which is the same thing.
Semantical.
But you're kind of insinuating that good intentions
and I learned
the road
that
to hell. But you're just specifying the road to hell was paved with good intentions.
I learned that from myself. Like it wasn't just about good intentions. You have to be an individual that follows through.
Yes.
Otherwise, when it goes bad, don't nobody give a fuck about your good intentions. It didn't pan out that way.
I'm just gonna get personal, which I try not to do too much, but
I like it.
if my girl does something that I don't like, I don't what I mean by when I say I check the intention is because I take accountability that maybe I didn't communicate properly.
Okay.
Maybe her intentions are still wanting to, follow my program, be submissive to me. I'm still the guy, whatever.
Right.
But I made the mistake somewhere. I fucked up. And so
the buck ends.
So I put that filter first and say, okay, wait a minute. What are her intentions weren't bad, maybe I messed up. Let me communicate, and then let's see what goes from there.
You're
That's
you're the CEO. You're the
All
leader.
he's doing is self-examining himself before he approaches the situation.
Yeah.
That's
mean he's
right,
he's reevaluating before he approaches it because he
'cause-
doesn't want to come in the wrong manner.
If indeed we believe what we believe, like we're the master designers of our reality, the buck stops with you. It's like, okay, man, I could have avoided this if I had it. So all those opportunities are teachable moments.
I think it's more so even how, regardless of it, it's more so just how you present it, bro.
Well,
Like you don't come off on the aggressive shit. You like, babe, sit down. Let's pour up a glass of wine. I'm gonna roll me up a blunt.
I'm not different with my girl than I am even with my boys, though.
You're not
I just think
supposed
it's
to.
different.
He's
I think
very,
it's different.
very romantic with me. That's a fact.
But
No,
you're
I
not
just think,
supposed
like-
to be though.
Different?
You're not supposed to.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. That's what
You're
I'm
supposed
saying.
to be authentic. If you're a good,
100%.
if you're a good friend, you're supposed to be a good lover.
100%.
If you're a compassionate friend, you're compassionate.
You know,
lover.
I
I
have
know the
different.
friend side of him.
I have different rules and expectations for my girl that I do audio.
Of course.
But I am
You
still
damn right you do, son of a bitch. Hey, what's up, Moomy? I know every show. You don't want to share your internet.
Yeah.
Oh, my niece. Oh my God, you
Double whammy.
I know, I saw him. All right, guys, we're gonna blur your faces. That's right. All right, guys. Girl.
Okay.
That's the future generation.
Maybe he'll be like, man, we gonna do a pod. I'll be like, yeah. I
My
guess
niece is 13. She has a bunch to say. She wants to debate politics. She was on the debate team in middle school.
I'm excited to have those conversations.
Oh yeah.
And just test.
I'm gonna get a waiver
test
from
their steel.
my sister, her mom, and we're gonna make that happen.
So, parenting. I know we kind of like we've been real bad about sticking to the topics, but this
because we
is-
record our hangouts.
That's right. Parenting, and I think was really some interesting dynamics is you don't actually have a human being child. You have a fur baby.
No, but I am a son.
Right. You do have parents.
Yeah.
Of course, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Like how you got here, nigga. And you're a single father and you're a single mother. And I used to say I was a single father, but then I realized I was using it wrong because my baby mom was like, "You're not a single father." And I was just like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm single, but I'm a father." That's kind of how I interpreted it.
You're a baby dad.
But you see how you try to marginalize me and minimize what the hell? You know what?
You're a father
I just
who
picked it.
co-parents.
I just acted like a girl because I know girls. My baby was like, don't call me a baby mama. I was like, you're somebody.
I don't call mine, but you know, mines live out of town, so
Okay.
I'm a single daddy.
But you're like traditionally what I think my baby moms were trying to tell me was like, no, nigga, we get the babies. You know,
it has to do with like support.
yeah, like if you're like
my-
the primary.
I'm the
custodial
primary
or-
parent.
Okay,
Definitely. We don't have a
and we don't see that a lot in.
we don't
I
have
was
a
gonna make
catty
a
situation.
joke, but I'm not gonna.
We don't see it a lot in the black community. I hear it so much.
Yeah.
Before I met my shorty, every time I would talk to a girl, I would be very clear, like, yeah, I'm a single dad. And after talking to them and getting to know them, they'd be like, yeah, so your baby live with you? As if like we didn't make that clear.
Yeah.
Like
already.
it's like a surprise.
Yeah,
But
so
I think that helps you.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
being young,
Unless she has
Social
like,
proof.
unless she has like 5 kids of her own,
Yeah.
that is like.
I think it hurts girls, but it helps guys.
it
It's
helps.
one of those
I
double
agree.
standards. Yeah, it's one of
I
those double
agree.
it
standards.
helps girls. Say what was
It
it?
hurts girls, but it helps guys.
I agree.
Shit, it ain't never really helped me.
It can though.
I mean,
Because a
Depends
girl,
how you advertise
yeah,
it.
a girl would look at that and says, "Oh, he could be a good father." That's what I think.
Exactly.
I've had women tell me like, damn, I wish my baby daddy was like you. I've heard that. plenty of
course.
times.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
but-
So you become more valuable in the space because it's like, all right, so if we do have a kid, I could trust it, or you could be a father to my other 4 kids, and
I don't know about 4. You just got to be one. If you got more than
oh, so you have a
one-
threshold.
I mean, I guess it depends
Yeah,
again
of
if the man
course.
is the leader, right?
He said, "Of course."
Because if the man is the leader, the girl doesn't necessarily care. She's just another follower. The son's a follower. The daughter's a follower.
I got
She's
a
the wife is a
threshold.
follower. But when
There's second citizens in this house.
but if the man's
you
the
have
leader and then there's a girl with the son, it's like, okay, am I the leader of this son?
If you have a, if
Do
you
I have full
a
authority
son,
over this son? Or
If you have
is
a
there
son,
another
I
leader
can't
I'm
do it.
competing with?
If you have a son, I can't do it.
Oh, you don't want to.
That's what I'm saying.
You wouldn't date.
What I told you yesterday, it's a difference. It's like
because you got a daughter.
It's like I'll accept. Yeah. I don't like
sharing a home, and it's just like they're not blood. Oh, that's
it's not that. It's okay. It's a difference when it's when your shawty got a daughter. We won't even call them stepdaughters. It's like a bonus. It's bonus kid. We don't even put that out there, because we don't treat them different. Outside of that, I think the dynamic between a son and a daughter is my bonus daughter will go out in the world and eventually obtain a man's last name.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It'll be another nigga sitting at my table, his last name Johnson, that will never hold my last name, that will never carry my last name, that can't keep my legacy going. So it's like just being one of those guys who desire legacy. I desire something like that.
Oh, so you basically, so your criteria, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing. So your criteria, if even dating women with kids, like you got an actual filter too, where you
only can have a daughter.
So you're more open to,
and you can't have more than 2 kids. If you have 2 kids or more,
I swear to God,
if you have 2 kids or more,
like this little nigga that ain't his daddy.
It's like this: when I feed the kids, I'm feeding another nigga that carries a legacy. Even if the daddy's not there, he carries another man's legacy that's not my own.
And the second you try to impose a little bit too much of your own program,
it still ain't
you're
yours.
not my dad.
Yeah, it don't matter which. It's still not yours.
Oh man.
Now certain ages makes a difference. Obviously, if the motherfucker's in diapers.
Oh, I'm raised a little.
Like you know, there's certain.
I mean, you know what it is? Is it because of my experience, my experience with my very different dynamics. Like I watch my baby mama's kids. Damn, man. You know,
no, that's a difference. That's a difference. I'm the bonus kids are amazing. I experienced it myself.
Right.
What I'm speaking on is solely for men who desire legacies and you desire a certain level of a lifestyle.
Legacy is my meaning of life.
You understand what we doing it for? I can't pass my legacy on to Lil John if he's not my blood. I can put you in position if you're a bonus son. But to leave my legacy to
scenario. You raise these 2 kids from you meet a girl, she has a son, you got a son, you raise them from diapers. Your son is not the best version of you, right? But the other kid is really good, and you want to leave your business to your family. Do you consider you wouldn't consider picking the best option?
I'd use her son to run.
He said no.
no. But see, I'm a businessman and I'm about money. I'd put her son in position to run a company, but my son will always be the CEO, no matter how much of a fuck up he is. He carries the blood.
I hope not to fuck up as a dad, though.
That would be disappointing. I mean, but you can't. There's only so much you could do to try to shape your child because
kids will.
The world is going to happen.
I don't know, right?
But even as men,
that's the game, right? Nature versus nurture.
Think about it.
What weighs more on the scale? I don't know, but.
You could do everything right, and then one day that nigga just do heroin.
You see, but I don't know that, right?
Exactly.
I don't have any kids.
I heard it's really good.
There's only so much you can expect.
The environment dictates. The environment dictates.
I don't have any
everything.
kids. None of you have adult kids, so we don't actually viscerally know to what degree we have power over.
I have enough
their
data
outcome.
though, because I can see I've seen.
I disagree.
I
disagree with what he said.
We're all children of
because I disagree because you were a kid one day.
Yeah.
Used to be a kid.
Yeah. That's true.
So I'll speak for myself. My pops was like I was raised like by a real hood dad. Mom was a hustler. Pops was like a hood cat.
Sorry to interject. This is very unprofessional for me, but I'm gonna go make a restroom run. Y'all I love where this is going. I'm gonna jump right back in.
You could have just done that without interrupting. Spliffy. I'm just
facts. But
oh, this nigga said facts too.
But nah. So for me, just being
shake more than twice, you're playing with it.
Okay.
Just being honest, I grew up in an environment where it was like a different dynamics. And what were we talking about?
Nature versus nurture.
Okay, so
Little John.
Say that again.
Little John, you were talking about you couldn't build a legacy with Little John.
Okay, so my dad is actively in my life.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say you can't build a legacy with Lil Jon. We were talking about the role. You can't control a kid.
Yeah.
You can't control a kid. You can't. There's things that I grew up doing that my pops never instilled in me. Never did. However, the program, the operating system in me is the only reason why I'm able to raise a child on my own. I don't have any felonies. I'm able to stand on my own 2 feet and live in a very nice neighborhood at 32 years old and maintain myself and raise a daughter. So I feel like it goes back to all that shit starts at home, bro.
Yeah. But, you're kind of agreeing with me, though, because, I don't know what the alternative reality would be if your father was not in the picture. But
yeah.
I'm sure.
So, no, if he wasn't, my life would be totally different based on the type of mother I had. My mom was more so typical mom. Yeah. She's grinding to provide. You feel what I'm saying? Mothers love different. Yeah. And I understand that with having both. You feel me? My pops was more hands-on at the football games. My mom never came to a football game. But my mom made sure I had the latest J's every school year. But
you're agreeing with me where when you speak on all these positive things about you, that there is some correlation to having your dad in the picture, having him. So that's what I'm saying.
It's the environment.
But that's what I'm saying.
So I feel like if you set up a certain type of environment for a child, to a degree, you can control it.
But that is my argument. My argument is that nature versus nurture is the ultimate question.
Facts.
That we can't know. What does nature play? What does nurture play?
Nature, they gonna do some dumb shit.
Yeah, I hope for nurture playing a stronger role, and therefore I have more control. Like your parents had control being in your life.
The way you sound, I don't think you're gonna have a problem with nurturing, G.
That's what I'm saying.
With you. I don't know.
He has it down. This nigga.
I don't think the way you sound and your level of conversation, just keeping it a brick with you, I don't think you'll have a problem with nurturing. I just kind of think
but that's what I'm arguing.
He would is more likely he would produce a productive, optimal offspring.
Yeah. No, I'm saying mindset is everything. It starts with mindset. So to be able to sit amongst a gentleman who has the mindset that he does based off our conversation, and me being a parent and knowing how optimistic I am, but I still lay in certain ground rules.
Hurry up and have
I don't think you have a problem because I think in my career,
I want to be the godfather.
I'll be honest. I'm the dad. Like, I'll give you an example. My daughter slapped a kid in school.
Ooh,
they gotta get gangster.
He might have deserved it.
He might have deserved it.
The school called, and the school called and said a boy pushed her. They found it on camera. A boy pushed her.
That's how I went
and she slapped the shit out of him.
New Barbie doll.
She slapped the shit out of him. So I'm the type of dad, like, there's different dynamics to parenting. Mm-hmm. I'm the type of dad, she's crying on the phone when the school calls. The lady said she's not in trouble, but I just need to let you know what's going on. She gets on the phone. I'm like, I call her Bae. So I say, Bae, relax. She relaxed. I say, you slapped the shit out that nigga. I say the same thing
to my babies. I was like, I call them Bae. That was them my little women's.
Yeah, real shit. I say, Bae, relax. So she starts breathing. I say, you're not in trouble. So once she hears that, the lady's like, Dad, I don't know what level of respect you got, but she was scared as shit when she realized I had to call.
Right. And you got involved.
So then once I get on the phone, automatically I'm like, Bae, relax. So I say, this is how I parent though, cursing and all. I'm like, Bae, you slapped the shit out that nigga, huh?
That's a fact. That's the type of daddy I ain't gonna lie.
She started laughing.
Fucking deserved it.
But it would have been a different conversation if she was bullying some weak little girl or something.
What we do in our home is, before I let her leave home, I instill and treat everybody with the same level of respect you give me and that you desire. Every kid deserves the same level of respect the teacher deserves. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. I teach my shawty that. So it's more
until
so like
my rule is clear conscience. That's my guiding light.
I teach my daughter, if somebody disrespects you, walk away from it. You feel me? You have the choice to choose to interact. Now, if you can't walk away from it, give a bitch the business.
Right. No, but you know what? You said something, because that's a very big, that's like a sensitive topic, right? My first baby mama, she's very like religious, and my two, well, I got one tomboy and the other one is like she's dainty, and she's the princess. They both princesses, but I could tell they both was chongas. But one is like she's saved now, so she's a different type of chonga. So my baby is like really sweet, and I'd be like, man, I know when she's able, but she's mature enough to navigate like conflict. But my second daughter, my youngest, like her mom, she's from the streets. You know, she's a very respectful Dominican woman, but she tough now. She gangster, and my second baby is a little tough. She probably gonna punch a nigga in the face. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I teachered her like one day we was at the playground and I was talking to another adult, a parent, and my daughter said, "Excuse me, Daddy." She said, "This girl's really getting on my nerves," and she said, "I'm about to lose it." And you always tell me to come and kind of see. I kind of teach them to like even when they get frustrated, I kind of teach her how to deal with her emotions.
That's good.
Kind of relax, gather yourself. And if you have a problem with somebody and they're mistreating you, you have before you react, you have the choice to deal with this or not.
Hey, you can remove yourself.
If you choose not to deal with it, just don't deal with people that make you feel a certain kind of way. But at the same time, don't let no bitch play with you. And I say it just like that.
Yeah. Because I think from the old school, we were taught, like, I know you was taught, Maddie, because I could just hear it in your voice. I said, man, this girl is going to punch somebody. She is very gangster. But I think there's a generation. I'm fucking around.
Miami Bay.
Right. I was taught, you know, but now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, damn, did they do, was it a good thing that my parents taught me to be like I became violent.
Okay.
And maybe that's just my misinterpretation of what I thought my family was teaching me was, you know, like it's thump, and we all gonna thump. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think I've done less to teach, but I haven't in the cycle of making new versions of myself. I don't know if I carried so much of that doctrine over to my kids. It's a little scary because I don't want them to I want them to be tough and you know, they can get in your face. That's Berg, man. That's oh yeah, man. All right. Hey, shout out Berg, man. For real. But also I don't want to make them violent, like confrontational and prone to violence. And I almost want them to be, because they're little women. Yeah. So, you know, do I want these like tough ass little?
You don't.
I don't.
The most important thing that Spliffy's talking about to me is the advice you give a child is the same advice that I would give an adult.
Facts.
Because you're training these kids. You know, the same thing that Spliffy's just describing how she should handle a playground altercation is how I handle my adult altercations.
But that's the goal though. You basically learn it and we give them the gems that our parents didn't give us. So that's basically like what I basically do. I don't deal with my daughter on a 10-year-old level. I talk to her like I'm sitting amongst an adult. Yeah. Definitely, because at the end of the day, they're growing. So to speak to a child like they're a child when they're interpreting the world.
What's that thing I told you to say? You said it yesterday, and I was like, say that again.
What is that?
The women are raising their daughters to be their friends.
They are, definitely. I think most women raise their daughters to be their friends. And I feel like that played an extreme role on why I wanted to make sure.
I think women interact with the world to make friends.
Explain what you mean, though.
What I mean by that, it's more so like, if I could be, we're gonna be straight.
No, keep it real, nigga. They can't cancel.
I've had sex with women. I've had sex with a woman.
I did that once
like
before too.
We're interacting with her daughter, and maybe like 3-4 hours later, like she's moaning to the top of her lungs as if the child is not even in the home.
Oh wait, I didn't know you was going to go this far. No, it's okay.
So,
go ahead.
That's one dynamic. A second dynamic is just.
Oh, she wasn't mindful that her child was in the vicinity while y'all were having adult relations.
Yeah. So outside of that, riding in the car and your daughter kind of tapping into the whole conversation as you indulge as a grown up,
jumping into grown folks' business, as they would say in the
yeah, because it's like you have to separate the dynamics. I'm a single full-time dad. My daughter's with me just the same as much as a mother may be with her daughter or son. There's certain things I don't do. I'm not having conversations on CarPlay while my daughter's in the car.
Okay.
Even with my bros, I'll hit you once I get to the crib. Right. You know what I'm saying?
You know how niggas give it up. Hey,
yeah,
you know what?
So even if I'm talking to a woman, it's more so like I keep a certain dynamic. Even if I'm having sexual relations and my daughter has her own room, own bathroom, right, I'll turn on a living room TV and then my TV and then still tell my shawty to keep it quiet just so I don't create the environment.
how would you? Or do you even want to raise a daughter? Knowing like what a woman has to go through. Well, I'm trying to. It's not a bad thing, right? Women, it's beautiful being a woman.
I was gonna say it's interesting because you guys have daughters as men,
Yeah.
and you have a son as a woman.
So, like, would you want a daughter? Is what I'm interested because because like you get to see like they got to go through this, they got to go through this, they got to navigate this. Would you want a daughter?
I think it would be nice to have a little mini me, of course,
Aww.
but because of the reality of being a woman,
Oh,
my experience hasn't been the best. So
you haven't had a good experience, but had you? That's nurture.
Yeah.
Nurture. So, within the right experiences where you felt like you were given your ideal or optimal idea of what peace and security and stability, that you could see yourself saying, okay, I'll have a daughter. I'm asking.
wait, what was the question?
So in the right within the right circumstances, you could see yourself having a daughter.
Yeah, of course, definitely
Okay.
under the right circumstances.
So
But other than that, a boy.
I'm planning.
And then would you teach them to be a soft woman or a modern woman?
Oh, wait, you said soft woman or modern woman?
Like a soft woman. You know, like somebody who could be soft.
Mm.
Look at the
So
words.
modern women are hard.
No,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is what you asked.
I feel like that would depend on her dad.
This is what I ask. I ask most women. Would you tell your son to date? Would you tell your son to date a woman like you?
Would I tell
That's what I ask.
I'm not a woman.
Babe, yeah, I was about to say.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I ask most women.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So if you were to be dating, like if your son was to date, see, I ain't gonna lie, like with my OG, I ain't gonna lie, like I'd be like, yeah, that's just, yeah.
You would date a woman like your mom?
I would date my. Isn't that a topic? Would you date your mom? Because I know you have.
I wouldn't date my
wow.
mom.
You took her job. I mean, you took his job. He's the Segway guy.
Wait, I've never discussed dating your mom.
No, not dating
That
your mom.
wasn't a
Literally,
Oh,
but it was a topic.
Oedipus,
Yeah.
Oedipus complex.
No, nigga, I read.
Would
books.
you date a woman like your mom?
Oedipus is his name.
I know, but I know the story too.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the folklore behind the philosophy.
When we say dating your mom, which is like the things you see in your mother. Like so one thing that I found dating girls, this is my preference, right? They would feel. So there's this concept of the mama's boy, right? Women don't like the mama's boy, and I have a theory about that.
That's not true.
No, women don't like mama's boys. But what I feel like is because the comparison of being compared to the mom who might be a version of a woman that there's the challenge, right? Because I have another theory too is women shouldn't live with other women. But I've had this experiences with baby moms and moms. It's not gone very well for me. But I think there is because it's a challenge, right? Your wife wants to be your number two. But if your mom is somebody who has heavy influence on everything that goes on, there's that challenge, right? There's that obstacle of feeling like the number two. Because really, your mom is the number. If he's a mama's boy, then she's the number one or something.
Yeah, but a submissive woman would look to your mom for guidance on how to be a good wife.
Ooh,
Facts.
drop that bomb. You got it.
That's if she's a good mother-in-law. Because you
Ooh,
gotta
drop that
admit,
bomb because she might not be a good
some of
mama.
these Moms be
I don't know.
wild.
I think
If
moms
she's a-
want what's best for their sons. So if you're a good woman, the mom will therefore be good to you.
No, I've had experiences
You
with
never seen that
with
show?
certain cultures, and the mom would talk to the baby mom or the wife, and it's usually an abusive relationship. I ain't gonna say no names. And they would almost kind of support their son's terrible bad behavior. I'm talking about domestic abuse because that's where they come from, and that's cultural. So like, just don't make them mad. Type shit. So they'll gaslight.
Yeah,
they'll do-
I mean, I
yeah,
get
yeah.
it depends.
So
Where,
let's be careful.
It depends
Yeah.
where you want to start this chain of events, right?
Okay.
So like a good dad would then mean a good mom because the mom followed the dad. So then the son is
I like
good
where you're going.
because of that, so then the mom, it depends how you want to start this.
Yeah.
What degree, what quality you want to start it at, and then like how it trickles down.
He's
No, I'm just saying because everything that's being said
is like a lawyer.
No, everything that's being said is valid, but I guess it depends on how you want to.
The sequence of events,
Exactly.
where you enter into the sequence of events.
Because I don't understand how if you have a really good dad that has a good head on his shoulders, morals, everything,
Because
he's going to lead the mom in a way that the mom's going to be a good mom. Is going to lead to being a good leader for the wife of the son, and it's going to all trickle down.
Really good subjective to
Generational wealth.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, yeah, all right. We gonna talk our shit then. Yeah. A man should be a leader,
Someone needs to break the chain. If it's not working out, someone needs to break the chain.
and being able to perform in that leadership role.
Yeah, someone has to break the chain.
Is if there was a concept of alpha male, that's what I would think it would be, like somebody who can perform in a leadership role.
Definitely. I mean, you can't be an alpha without
Got
being
my
a leader, though.
You said what?
You couldn't even consider yourself an alpha without being a leader.
Well, you got bad leaders.
Mm-hmm.
You got
but
people who do poor leadership.
Yeah, but there's a difference between leadership and dictatorship. Leadership, people benefit and become better. So if I'm leading you, that means I benefit and I become better with dealing with you.
Oh, because I provide value.
Versus a boss where it's like, you leading us to nowhere. That makes sense. Boss and leaders are different. Leaders are people who share the insight. They share the game and they add value to your life.
So that's why you would have bosses and you have thought leaders.
Yeah.
So I would probably operate from thought leaders. Starting my cult. Changing the world, baby. One person at a time.
So you're gonna start a cult too? You're supposed to be part of my cult.
Well, let's just put it together so we can and make it a 501c.
Who got 51%?
Me, I'm the leader.
Manny, so I don't know how y'all gonna.
You said what?
That doesn't fly with Manny.
This is the one time you have to be a beta.
Nah,
Okay.
I'm 51% all the way.
51. We'll just make a percent.
See, because you're not good at math, you should take 40 now.
Oh! See, now this bitch again. They playing dirty.
You see?
You know, I have a complex about that.
About what?
My math.
Oh, for real? I had a
50-50.
I was in college.
50-50, yeah.
I was going to college, and my boy visited me on campus. We went through the library. He saw calculus on a board that they were studying. He thought it was a different language. He's like, "What language are they studying?"
Bruh.
Bro, that's calculus.
I went to Lake Stevens and I went to American Senior High, and I don't know how I passed the FCAT. I passed first time round, but I skipped all of algebra, and then we got to like what's the other one that started with a B? Was it B? It was geometry or something. That was like I hated that. There was. I don't have to learn this. I know what a rhombus is or something like that. But what the fuck is this? Why do I need this?
Algebra is the most important.
I skipped. This is a true story. I skipped geometry, probably like 10th grade.
It was 10th grade. Yeah, Mr. Battaglia.
No, I was at Miramar this time.
Right. Oh, okay.
I skipped, but this was like the first half of the semester of school, like fall. I skipped geometry probably like 73 times. And the only reason why I got caught is my mom ended up coming for a conference. And when we did a conference, the guy was like, I haven't seen your son since the first day of school.
He's like, I don't even know what he looks like.
It was probably like early December, right before Christmas. And my mom was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, man, that shit hard, so I don't go.
Yeah, that's a fact. I definitely remember tuning out in math classes. Like in Lake Stevens, which was my middle school, I think pre-algebra came in 7th. I didn't have a teacher.
Well, yeah, but how much do you use geometry in your everyday life?
You don't.
Algebra is what's important.
Algebra I learned to love because I realized it was problem solving and critical
100%.
thinking. And I was just like, because once they started introducing the letters,
Analytics,
I didn't understand.
Analyzing the problem to figure out what equation.
I stopped learning after 9th grade for real. Fuck all that political shit. That shit is a bunch of bullshit that you don't learn from half of that shit.
From algebra?
You don't learn
I think
from
if they communicated, if they use better communication as to why algebra is so important, I think people would be super excited because that's what made me like math. algebra.
I don't even think.
Yeah.
I don't even think the education system actually raises or breeds leaders. I think education.
They're little employees.
I think
in
education
workers.
education is a supplement to good parenting.
Okay.
I
The
don't
good
even-
parenting is what's most important.
I think that shit just a babysitting habit for 9 to 5. That's it.
Now, if we want to
It's
go
a supplement.
historical, I mean, we want to get into it. Yeah, it was like who's going to work the 8-hour? Because the 8-hour workday that was marketed.
Yeah, public schools were initially the training grounds to working a 9 to 5 job. That
They don't
factory
teach,
work.
they don't teach you how to be independent thinkers and innovators.
I went to a school recently, and on the sign it said, "Walk in the line, look forward." It would be everything I would see in the prison or in the military, and I was just like, "What the fuck are you teaching?" My kid didn't even go to that school. I was like, "Fuck this place! I'll never send my kids to the school." So, I mean, if it was possible to homeschool, I would love to do it. I don't know how to do none of that math, man.
Yep.
It's not even about the math. I think it's more so just introducing what I do with mines. I introduce the mind to things that I got later on in life.
Okay.
I just introduce their mind and allow it to roam free. There's no dictating or there's a route. They're children. They have their own path.
Right.
What I do is just introduce you to the knowledge.
1,000%.
What
I think
you do
that's
is
the
your
job.
business.
That's the dad's like.
And
that's
you create a
inherent job.
routine. Kids need a routine.
Routine, structure, discipline, like those, they get that by what we instilled. Like one of the things, like I don't think that I stumbled upon, my ability to problem solve and innovate because I was just born a genius. My grandmother, I mean, it's possible. I don't know. My grandmother gave me hooked on phonics. I don't know if y'all know about that, but hooked
I
on
had
phonics.
Socrates.
I never
Hooked
saw
on
that.
phonics was the hood shit.
That was the hood shit. And my grandmother gave me hooked. It came in cassettes, and you would see these flashcards, and that's where I was like, Grandma, you gotta learn how to buy presents because kids don't want this.
I think the biggest superpower my parents gave me, they just allowed me to speak my mind.
You were like a Matilda, but you're a boy.
They allowed me to speak amongst adults. They allowed me to speak.
Oh, they let you into the right.
I was just able to.
So you were able to hear like these probably more adult themed ideas,
And I was always able to express myself.
Oh, I was the total opposite.
you wasn't allowed to be.
I motherfucker didn't care about how I felt. I didn't even be able to decide what I wanted to wear, how I put my hair. So my insight just came from basically having a need for power. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was that 12th grade out of.
I'm hearing y'all.
I was that 12th.
In the
I
difference,
was
right?
that 12th grade out American. Like, yeah, I'm finna build myself up so good that I'm gonna walk in the room and I'm gonna be able to get the baddest bitch in here without having to have the most money in the room.
I just came to
my
that last week.
confidence was just on 1,000, and if I can talk her out her drawers, I ain't gotta take her out to eat. It was that simple for me, and I knew I can do that with a level of intellect. So I just started reading. Books became a drug. And once it became a drug, I would utilize the level of intellect when I would indulge in women, and I would be able to see the different dynamics. I was the guy that never took a woman on dates. I'm 32 years old. I never take a woman out on a date until I fuck first.
Whoa.
Big on that.
You don't know movies?
I don't know movies, no nothing.
I think movies is a bad date night too.
No
by the way.
movies, no nothing. And Shawty, my Shawty
That's
now,
eye pick.
she's like, why? And I'm looking at her like, if I gotta spend money on you to get to know you, you're not the one for me.
I mean, it's a decent filter. It's a good filter.
It's the only filter for me.
But no, because you could do a date that don't cost money.
We walking in the park. That's a date.
Okay.
Anytime, if anything where I gotta come out my pocket monetary to get to know you, it's not worth it.
Is there a monetary element to that plays a factor in deciding whether or not you want to continue conversation with a man? Like, does he pay for the first dinner? Is it that you have your criteria that you work from?
Yes.
Go ahead, baby.
Every woman does.
That's right. That's what it is. It's conditional. But it would be good to kind of get an insight on that. What are your criteria? Like, let me tell you something. So basically, example, like, so if a nigga be like, man, we got to go half on dinner, you gonna be like, not dating that nigga again. And I would probably be like, yeah, that's probably
So back to my point. Not
Right.
even 10. You heard what she said. 9 times out of 10, she's probably not gonna date that nigga again. You're right. So With a cat like me, Shawty, I ain't even gonna offer that time for sure. I even want to take you out. So at that point, I ain't even looking for you to spend no money. This is something I willingly want to do because I'm into you as a woman. Not because I just snatched you. Like when shawties be like, oh, let's go out on a date. We just got to know each other. I ain't got to feed you. That's not my job. You're a grown up. Your responsibilities and the things you have is your business. If we getting to know each other, we getting to know each other. That should be free. You feel me? And
you talking about in the courting phase.
The courting phase. Now, if I'm dating you, if I'm dating,
she said no.
If I'm dating you, listen. Could I be honest? You
can be honest.
I need
to get a pedicure.
Most women say no, but I've never been denied because I'm holding you to the same standard you're gonna hold a man to. So if you
but do you agree that men can? There's double standards.
Of course, it's double standards.
So then a man. So the only thing I will push back is that there are double standards. And
we know that though,
right? So like there's something that I think you like. If I'm gonna court you, and I'll pull from this guy's book or a Bible.
Whose Bible?
Your Bible.
Oh,
my cult. Your cult. It would be your husband day one. El Fuerte. So I would act the same way I would act. Because to me this is I need you to see the version of me you're gonna get for the rest of your life. And if I adhere to a certain philosophy, which is like, okay, I'm the leader, I take care of everything, I don't have any problems like financing things.
But that's something that's earned. That ain't just something you just render out.
I can take it away.
No, but what I'm saying is like you meet a chick tomorrow, you meet a chick at the gas station, and you start dating, you're courting for about a month or so, y'all getting to know each other.
Okay.
I don't feel like I have to take you out to get to know you.
Do you have a well you got to create opportunities, where you can have like shared engagement where, like the pacing on the twist might be cool.
We can go to a coffee shop. We can go walk in the park.
I agree.
Like I'm being honest with you.
No. I think
I'm not gonna do
opportunities that are better to.
I'm not gonna do anything where I gotta spend my money until I know you're worthy of it. Because I feel like if I just meet a woman and I spend money, what separates you from the one that I actually value? Nothing.
Well, what do you define value when you
value? Once the money comes into play, I value you.
Well, no, a woman. What would you define as a valuable woman?
A valuable woman is a woman of substance, a woman who adds value to a man, a woman who's not just independent. She know how to coexist with a man. A woman who can make you better. Not just in finances, a woman who can just add substance to your life in whatever aspect a man is needing that. And a woman who's cooperative. I don't use the word submissive. Cooperative is we're going to New York. We're moving to New York. A submissive woman to me is don't combat it. Find opportunities in New York for us. Okay, babe, Jersey's nice. Brooklyn's nice. Now she's on board with the plan. She's not saying, why we got to go to New York. So to me, that's a submissive woman. It's not about dictating. But as a man, you got to present the plan to a woman. 1,000%. You have to show her that you following the guidelines that you want her to follow. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like a man got to follow the guidelines he expects his woman to follow. I can't expect my old lady to let me lead if I don't display leadership traits and I'm not moving in leadership.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was giving advice to a girl whose man is about to go to Colombia for a bachelor party.
Is that from the episodes?
No.
Oh no.
So I was sitting there saying, I was like, all right, you got two options. Dude's going to Colombia, period.
It's gonna happen, baby.
So you're gonna hire a private investigator.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I'm just saying, I'm being logical.
You're giving them real options, right?
You hire a private investigator, you internet is limitless. You hire a private investigator, local to Colombia, they'll follow, record, and you will know exactly what goes down.
Okay.
You could do that.
Fact.
If you want to be psyched. Are you going to do that? No. Okay. So.
Well, how much it costs?
No, it doesn't matter. If that is not an option to you, if you don't want to be that crazy, then the only other option is to accept it and be an addition. Be of value. No. It's not about that. It's about.
That's Colombia, baby.
Whatever. It's about now. How can you add value? So
why do men want to go? Okay, go ahead.
So I was saying. Now, if you make a gift bag with hangover stuff,
so he can feel sorry for when he cheats on you.
No, what I'm saying is, I even said
Or should you accept him being able
most
to
men have like an inside joke about their girls not letting them go to Colombia. That's like an inside joke that men have. You're portraying it live on camera.
Because I know what happens. I'm Colombian.
You get
I
what
know
I'm
what
saying?
happens in Colombia.
So if you give that value to that man, that not only do you respect that he's going to Colombia, but you sit there and give him, electrolytes, Advil.
Oh shit! Because you know you about to go.
You gonna have like you sit there like that. He's going to look at you. He's gonna put you on such a pedestal that he's able to tell his boys, "Look what my girl got me." While your girl's bitching at you for coming here, you had to do this to be allowed to come here. You're lying. Your girl don't even know you're here. Yeah. My girl gave me a gift bag with all the goodies.
And she packed my bags.
That's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying? Like that power is
that's what you
priceless.
That's what you consider valuable. And because what you're talking about to me is when we were talking about what is the beta male, if such thing actually exists, and I just think it's just insecure men. Is men that just don't set their boundaries, right? And they hide. They lie to operate their real life.
But could I be honest though?
Okay.
What men set boundaries going into some or got standards when they dating a woman, or if they either getting that wet coochie or that top, they ain't too busy trying to worry about what they don't like or what they. Most men set boundaries once they get into the relationship, and
they go out of sequence.
That's why, bro. My mom told me one day.
That's the error. Because in the beginning, you should set the tone.
My mom told me one day we were riding in the car. She said, "You're an amazing guy." She said the problem is you have boundaries. Most women don't know what to do with men who have standards and boundaries from the jump. It scares the shit out of them.
I give every girl the opportunity to prove that they could be my wife.
I like it.
Until they prove me wrong.
You heard what you said though, but she has to prove it. So what coming with proofs is, well, I'm going to take you to Prime 112, and I just
because I'm gonna act as
you got to earn it.
I give you an opportunity.
I met my girl unemployed. So
but it sounds like if you're expecting
he's the
her
nicest best pimp I ever seen.
But if you're expecting her to prove it,
because I was like, that ain't he's a good guy.
If you're expecting her to prove it, that means she has to earn it.
But not together like in a weird
if you're expecting her to prove it, that means she has to earn it. You're supposed to make them earn it. That's key.
I think that you display. Think about why in the animal kingdom males have peacock feathers and the females look gray and dusty. It's because you have to peacock that I am the I'm the
dance.
No, they do their dances like it's just it's all animal. This is just it's all animalistic.
Well, we could always say a man can go get a young chick and create a family. Ain't no young bull getting an old woman and start no family.
I mean, it depends. You might like them older.
No, biologically,
these are different.
Man, shout out to the off-camera team. He going for the Cougars.
Biologically,
these
you
are
can't.
different times.
These are different times.
Nah.
After a certain age, she's out of commission.
Dead. Yeah.
So you could be a dad in your 50s, easy.
With a 30-year-old.
You could be a dad easy.
How many 30-year-olds
50-year-old woman is
going? How many 30-year-old young bulls gonna get a 50-year-old chick?
Oh no!
How many 50-year-old chicks are gonna have a baby?
How many 50-year-old men that you know got a 30-year-old?
Didn't Al Pacino just have a kid at 80 something?
Yeah, this shit is ridiculous.
No, the point.
Yeah, that's insane.
No, that ain't insane. That's Al Pacino.
He would never see.
That's Al Pacino.
That's
we don't need to. That's Al Pacino.
He is Scarface.
That's Al Pacino.
I agree
Listen, he gonna be alive for the first 5 years. He gonna leave a legacy. We've been talking about legacy,
but he would never see his kid's grandkid.
Listen,
doesn't matter.
Al Pacino.
You
5
know
years of
about
Al Pacino as your dad. Someone that's accomplished and there's
because then
there's something there.
You go home and you look at your dad. You be like, you're not Scarface.
Does
You know
Napoleon Hill?
No, I don't. My
Does
dad
Napoleon Hill
good.
grandkids know him?
All right, that's the point.
Does Tesla grandkids know him? Does the Wells Fargo family? Do you want me to keep going?
Tesla kids is like granddaddy should have been like the other.
At a certain level of quality, the quantity.
It don't matter.
Right. So when Nick Cannon as that, he's had so many kids. Like
it don't matter. Musk has 10 kids. It don't matter.
The legacy that matters. I'm with him. 100%.
Oh, so y'all on some real like populate the earth with my genes.
Yeah, generation.
I think the world needs
The
more
Rockefellers, the Carnegies, those type of families.
Yeah, when you're leaving a legacy like theirs, but if you're just like a random ass guy, just like spewing your sperm
Future babies.
everywhere.
All future
And
babies.
then
This mine ain't
all
random.
these daddyless
And you a
children
badass
This mine
yeah.
a gift. This mine is a gift from
millions of
God.
dollars in properties and businesses. That's different.
You can't be out here having babies with multiple women and you broke. That's that ain't a good
I don't
look.
support. Nick Cannon, I don't care how many babies he decides to make and they wear them little doobies.
You know,
I'm down with it.
the fact that I'm planning my kid gives me like that extra motivation.
I want that for myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love the fact that how I made, because I made my babies like really fast. Like both my baby mamas, I think, was within 30 days, and I was like, all right, I guess we're gonna be together. But it was a beautiful experience, and we were very responsible, and we're doing such a great job in co-parenting. I want to do a book and a course on it, you know, because I think that it's really just about a lot of psychological, emotional.
That shit just about some grown up shit. I think a lot of people put too much thoughts into it. Be grown as you a man. Keep your dick out your pants when it comes to your baby mom.
When being grown, you got a lot of grown ups that operate very immaturely.
Yes.
So it's more of a maturity thing, and it's a psychological thing. You know, emotional intelligence, self awareness, psychological acceptance. These is the reason why we go sit down with the person that can tell us
Fellas,
our
don't
brain is
sleep
fucked
with
up.
your baby mamas if y'all not together.
There's
too much else out there.
I have a very strict rule. Once we break up, you've already consumed your first penis, and I'm done with you for the rest of my life. You're dead to me. I don't even kiss my baby mamas on the cheek. It's just like,
First of all, you doing kissing ain't, nigga, we pounding. Bitch, what's up? Bitch, you like a partner now.
I used to get in trouble because I'd be like, what's up, bro? She was like, I'm not your bro, I'm your baby mama.
You got a ding-a-ling.
I don't
nah,
sleep.
mama.
I try not to. I really don't sleep with girls that don't see me as a leader in the first place. So that I know I'll lead the kid that comes out of it.
Now you got to give me the little rascal.
That boy.
That boy just spoke. That's a smart
Paco.
man. You don't deal with women that won't allow you to lead, so it doesn't become a problem. That goes back to saying what I tell most men. It's the mother that determines the dynamic. So if you got a good baby moms where she rely, like prime example, me and my daughter's mother aren't together, but I control the narrative.
That's all that matters.
If she calls and says, when she calls, it's more so, hey, what do you and baby girl got going on this weekend? Do you guys have any plans? If my daughter says, me and daddy got plans, she's like, yeah, I'll try again next weekend.
I would like to ask a question. You know, because of that dynamic tends to be a little more rare. You know, because I'm actually the custodial parent of my youngest daughter, but by design, because school proximity and the ability, you know, and then my baby mother has other children. Oh, go ahead.
No,
that's the question.
No.
Why? Because it was gonna be fucking.
It's like personal. So.
I don't care. My life's on the internet at this point.
All right.
I just asked, nigga.
All right.
Just.
If your mom wasn't in the picture,
okay,
would you still be the?
No. That could be a. See, I believe in.
I just don't know your day to day. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like I don't know to what extent you're involved with.
I don't look down on like. When people be like, man, you grew up with AC, and I was like, I'm so thankful for it. You know what I'm saying? Like. In Africa, villages raised. Like we got into this place where everybody has to be isolated, and I was like. So when we have these sayings like it takes a village to raise, like when I grew up, I spent time with each one of my aunties, each one of everybody babysitted us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had, you know, that's why we did, you know, there was some strange experiences. You know, it was just like, all right, you know, you can't be alone with that nigga right there.
Yeah.
That nigga do some weird shit. You know, but nah, it's a joke. But at the same time, I believe in having. Your support systems are important. Like we got to stop frowning on that, right?
100%.
It's like, oh, my uncle lives in Cooper City. He's done well for himself. Yeah. His neighbor was Eminem's lawyer, and he said the best thing my parents did for me was let me live with them until I was 30.
I'm the first one to say my mom is part of my cult.
You know what I'm saying? But in the psychology now is like. You know, like, you should not take advantage of if you squandering the opportunity, that's different, right? But if you utilizing that opportunity, because just think about how many people who like I'm not gonna feel bad for having access to a focused support system. I'm thankful for it because it allows me to ideate and build the things that I know that would change the generations around me. You know, like I'm sorry it didn't happen for you. You know, like we had cable in 4th grade, bitch.
You know, I have friends whose moms are part of their support system,
Right.
but their mom is in a leadership role,
Okay.
and I see where there's conflict. Where I'm
I'm
okay.
the leader in my house.
Yeah, so exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's where I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I am the leader of my whole
He's the 51.
universe.
He's
I'm
the 51.
51% in my whole universe.
I think we got to coin
Whether
this
it's
now,
my
51.
mom, my girl, my nieces, nephew, like it doesn't matter. I'm 51% of my universe. So, we good?
You're the majority. No, I guess got to use the the toiletries.
So I'm 51%.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
You said,
I'm 51% in my domain. Oh, party foul.
I just fucked shit up.
I don't know. We gonna find out.
No, it's recording. It's recording. I can hear myself tripping and shit.
But no, I'm 51% in my domain.
Right.
So my mom,
You the big dog.
my mom looks to me for leadership also because I'm a man. So where my mom is still supporting me in my program. So I don't think I agree with you. I don't see there being a problem.
I don't see that as being like a negative.
Yeah, like part of my calculation in having my kid. You mentioned earlier in the podcast, for those that are actually listening, you made a comment about how, you know, I was
We're gonna
saying
test you
how-
at the end of this.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. You made a comment very quickly about how I used to speak on about, like, I'm not going to bring any children into this world, whatever. One of the things that, you know, growth and maturity, one of the things that I came to understand and fully embrace that it might be common sense to most people is there's never a right time to have a kid.
You can plan as best as possible.
Yeah,
But, right.
and the more you learn, the more you gain wisdom, the more you understand. There's no better time than today, really.
Yeah.
It can be argued, at least.
So you going home and you gonna make a baby.
No, so I took having a baby more seriously, regardless of where I am at on my.
Because I was
you
sad
know,
for
we spoke about, to go real call back to Red Solo Talk, Max Potential.
the old days.
Yeah, Max Potential. We've talked
Yeah.
about Max Potential.
that's- yeah.
You know, I used to feel that you have to be very close to your Max Potential before you should have kids. I am
and it
a
could
lot
be-
wiser than that.
There could be
now.
some degrees of truth there, right? Like,
Yeah,
you should be
obviously
closest.
ideal.
Yeah, ideal.
Ideally,
But you'll never be at
but
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
but
exactly.
ideally, everyone would be at their max potential. So
Yeah,
it's
there'd be two
an
absolute-
ignorant conversation to have because
So I'm glad because I was genuinely sad because I was like, man, I know he loved Jingle, but with just seeing a little baby version of you.
well, no, because I remember I don't look at dogs and humans. I tell my girl, if she was here, she would admit. Like I explained to her, I said how I am with dogs is very different to how I am with children. Like I am not going to be a softie when it comes to humans.
And that's what's insane. The dog actually bites and attacks people, and he's softer with them.
No, just dogs in general. Whether it's your dogs here, whether it's a stray dog,
You're a dog lover.
dogs are an emotional support animal. I don't have a normal connection to emotion.
Support.
And
You used that phrase with me one time, and you were talking about like a person. I never heard it used in that frame, but that shit was so.
I
funny to me.
What did I
recognize.
say?
He was like, and I'm sorry, audio, and I'm calling you because my emotional support animal is not available. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this nigga is crazy.
Miami Bay.
I was like, yo, Miami Bay is bugging.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what do you think of people?
No, so
Yes.
part of growing is recognizing that, like, hey, I don't have an average relationship with emotions. How most people
Facts.
navigate emotions, I'm not most people.
Yeah.
One of the things that I use as therapy, as a coping mechanism, is dogs. So it's just something I recognize, something I acknowledge, something that I don't necessarily
You don't tend
disagree
to be
with.
something that you. If I had to say, there's a version of you where I see you're the most liberal when it comes to being, meaning like you're not as logical and you allow yourself to be more soft, is because your dog attacks people.
Well, okay. You're talking about a specific dog. I'm just talking about dogs in general. Like I enjoy my relationship with human beings. I enjoy I don't think there's anything wrong with my relationship with how I understand human beings.
Where I think
how I calculate human beings, but I also understand that there's an imbalance when it comes to the average person and how I navigate emotions. And dogs just happen to be some form of medicine. You know, whether it's marijuana, whether it's alcohol, whether it's whatever, dogs is a part of my repertoire of dealing with my emotions.
Got a bully?
And well, no, I have
selling some.
A little Yorkie.
We need to talk about that. I dead ass one million.
So I.
Oh, you got to meet Bam Bam.
Yeah.
You ain't get to see Bam Bam.
I don't want to change my dealings with emotions when it comes to humans. I'm okay with understanding that I'm a little different when it comes to humans, but I enjoy the benefits that come with that.
You're like a
cost.
Like you broken.
Yeah, I enjoy the benefits that come with that cost because I am different. And dogs is a outlet.
We talked about it where I said this to you and to Tino, where I said I really mourned my innocence after going through my experiences, is because I know I don't get to enjoy like human experiences so naive the way that I did before. And the ability to have what I think is unique about dogs is that unconditional that component there.
I don't have that relationship with I'm not a father yet. I don't have that relationship with the idea of being a father. I don't see it the same. Everyone tries to equate how I am with dogs to how I am with humans.
And you'd be like,
I look at them. I was like,
you'll
listen.
see your baby and you like, you don't do what Jingle do.
No, it's not even that.
That's crazy.
With a kid, with your dog, you can leave your dog home and you ain't too much pressed. If you put food there and something in that bowl and you put certain things up, you ain't too much pressed.
I want to preserve the innocence of animals. I want my kids to suffer. Controlled suffering.
Go ahead. You got it. You did. Hey, because suffering is
like I don't
so
see
important.
a situation where I want my dog to suffer or a dog to suffer, any dog to suffer.
They wouldn't be able to consciously take that new information and process it to better
but
their
specifically
life.
sons, more specifically sons, I want my sons to suffer.
Heartbreak isn't. Oh my! It's so transformational and so important.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like I feel bad. Like I think about my daughters getting heartbroken, and I'd be like, oh man, I don't want that to ever happen. But to my son, I'm like, hurry up and get that bullshit out your brain, and hurry up and get broken hearted so you can start.
Even girls. Like I remember growing up with my niece and making jokes about like wanting to like throw her off the roof. And crash into like
don't know what's happening.
Just because there's like a base level.
What?
There's like
everybody's listening. Like,
no. I'm saying because when I see overprotected children, I feel like there's a base level of exposure that human beings need to life.
Yeah, so you don't touch the iron again.
Yeah,
you need those.
I don't have that with dogs. Right. I don't see that. I think dogs
because they wouldn't be able to logically.
Yeah, I think dogs are extensions of humans. And I think humans are their own individual being.
Agreed.
So I'm going to have that same relationship with my children.
That makes sense.
What you think, Maddie? Because I see you rolling your eyes.
Yeah.
I can't take this shit.
I don't think anything. I support his opinion if that's what he thinks.
What is your opinion?
What is your opinion on his opinion?
No, your opinion or your opinion on parenting. Because again, I'm the only non-parent here. I'm speaking hypothetically on being a parent, but everyone here.
Do you like puppies more than your kids?
No, I love. I will. What?
That's what
I'll
they're
look
talking
at
about.
I'll look at
Nah, I'm
crazy.
joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking. No,
you know what I think about? I think about how now that I'm getting very close to having a child,
bruh, if I'm not the godfather, it's gonna be problems.
I just understand his like.
His logic
is he just genuinely has never experienced having a child.
But you know what I find interesting?
And then he lacks that emotional connection, I guess, with the natural human being.
But you know what I'm excited about? That all I have is the idea that I'm going to be having a kid soon.
And I think
and that idea in and of itself makes me a better person.
The dynamic, because I know.
And I can't even imagine if the idea of having a kid is already making me a better person. Because again, my dog is an extension of me. But having a child is like another level. It's a different level. Now I have this pressure that I didn't understand before.
Right.
Which might be common sense to most, might be common sense to y'all as parents, but I have this pressure of like, oh, I'm leading by example.
1,000%. That's why I think you
my
do
dog
well.
is an extension of me, but my son is its own individual.
It's going to carry your name.
It's going to carry my name. I have to lead by example.
Especially if the legacy is
who
important.
I am, how I act, what example I give is going to directly correlate with his own success and who he ends up being as an individual.
So you don't turn into Hunter Biden.
I am the nurture to his nature.
So what if you have a daughter?
That's a good question. That is a good question. That is a good
That's
question.
right, nigga.
You're gonna raise her as collateral.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Before I answer that question,
I like when they put it on his ass.
before I answer that question, I am biased towards thinking
Boys and girls?
thinking in terms of like a son, because I can relate to a son more than I can relate to a.
I love being
daughter.
a girl dad though. Like it would be a unique experience to be
One
a
thing I've learned about
boy dad.
listening to girl dads are that they learn a lot about women by raising them. So maybe you'll have just a different level of respect for women because you're raising one.
I mean, as far as what I'm touching on right now, as far as leading by example, I would say yes. I think when it comes to if I were to have a daughter instead of a son, I think if anything, a daughter is going to make me an even better person, which is why I want to bring this up to y'all, because again, a dog is an extension of me. I'm a dog dad. That's an extension of me, but I'm not beholden to it. If I have the idea of having a child, regardless if it's a son or a daughter,
or let's be inclusive, it's a they.
That's not going to happen.
I'm not doing
Okay,
I'm sorry.
There's a pressure that I did not have before, even if it might be common sense, where I want to be a better person because I understand that I lead by example. I have a different relationship a different relationship internally with my own father. Just having the idea of becoming a father, even if I'm not a father yet.
And shout out Pops, man. I got mad love for Pops.
So now I have 3 parents here that I don't have that experience yet. I can't imagine, or I can't comprehend, how has becoming a real parent, seeing this person that
this little thing that I got,
this little thing that my actions directly affect how this person lives their life, especially you, as a nihilist, determinist. Like,
oh
yeah, the only reason to exist is how my actions affect this person. That
1,000%.
So, how does being a parent improve you as a person, as an individual?
From the moment I knew that, and this is when but I come from stock, right? Good stock. That's why I like Killer Mike, because I can't put that shit on me. I had a daddy and I had a mama, and that shit obviously the nurture. I had a grandma and I had aunties and uncles, and I grew up in a village of love that I knew that's exactly. It was no question. I didn't even have to think about it. I was already gonna.
He wasn't raised on survival. I think a lot of it plays on his background. When you listen to him speak, he's a loving individual because he was groomed in an environment full of love.
Yeah.
So subconsciously, that's his nature.
Facts.
So he never really operates out of a space of survival unless he needs to.
Right, influence.
Based off influence. I grew up in a 2-parent home. My parents have been married for at least 30 years. So when a lot of women big me up, or you're a great dad, like, you gotta meet my pops. He that nigga. It's that simple. He's lit. It's more so like I'm only doing based off the shit I saw. So regardless of the mistakes I made as a child, regardless of the things I've done, ultimately the program and the structure is forever embedded in me. I was also the college kid who wouldn't do certain things because I would hear my dad's head in my voice. I did dumb shit, but I wouldn't do dumb shit that would risk my life because of the level of influence that I had based on my father. So it goes back to saying, like, you a parent, you don't control the dynamic. I think all us here as parents can say we don't control the dynamics. But we're more so, it's like we're their basically their compass throughout life. Know what I mean? Like
it literally is our job. My bad.
It's basically, it's like we're
I failed.
We're a compass basically. We they roadmap. We like their GPS. At the end of the day, you need directions we gonna give you, but ultimately,
that wasn't smooth.
With all us being her being a mom and us being fathers, you still got to make the decisions yourself, regardless on. But it's our job to equip you. You know what I'm saying? And I think most parents, if you really want to keep it a brick, parents ain't parenting nowadays. Nobody's really equipped in their children.
Yeah.
Men aren't equipped in their sons.
I'm excited.
Sons,
You excited to have this baby?
It's like it's not just a women's thing; it's a man thing. I think men should be more mindful of the women they sleep with.
True.
I think you shouldn't be out here just having raw sex with women that you haven't fully read.
Let's not go crazy.
Agreed.
I'm just keeping it a brick,
No,
bro.
all right,
like that's
if
just the time I be on.
If you're not prepared to play in that role,
My daughter,
you shouldn't have raw sex.
my daughter just turned 10, and she's the only child I have, and that's strategically done. Because after I saw that me and her mother didn't last, we were engaged and the relationship went left. I didn't want to create a environment where I was one of those guys who had a shitload of baby mothers because I still wanted to be a value when I moved forward.
I
to
knew
a
you was
woman.
gonna look at me. I said,
Nah, but I ain't not. I still wanted to be a value. I still wanted to be a nigga that was a value when I met the right woman. So it was like I ain't want to come with a bunch of baby mama drama. I wanted to still have my shit together. So I just kind of put myself in a position the past 10 years to where it didn't matter what she looked like. It didn't matter what she sound like. I wasn't going to put myself in a position to have a kid with you unless I knew you was my wife because I didn't want to repeat the same cycle.
1,000%.
And then my daughter come to me like, well, why me and mommy don't have the last name was the ultimate factor for me. And then I was a real nigga enough to sit down and explain. Daddy made a few mistakes at a young age. Mommy was older. The relationship didn't work. It's all daddy's fault. Me and mommy are cool right now. We're great. We get along. Daddy's no longer that type of dad. So it's like, okay, now we get the bullshit out the way. You feel me? So nobody's able to address it to her because, daddy done already told me about that.
Exactly. Communication.
You know what I mean? And I didn't want to repeat the same thing. I still wanted, like I told my baby mother, when we broke up, I'm still gonna raise our daughter and potentially have a wife, potentially build a family, and another woman be involved. I'm the nigga that's gonna have both the baby mama and the future woman at the fucking graduation, kicking it, having fun.
That's usually how it goes.
That's how it needs to go. Like I call
That's the only way it's gonna go.
My baby mama husband, that's my baby daddy. We hang out and everything. We're like, come over here, nigga. I'm cooking, nigga. Bring them kids. They're
But that's how it's supposed to be, though.
Because you, it's like, what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna make it bad for myself.
Yeah.
It's like, nah. So now I got somebody who has an effective commitment to the productivity and
how you want
this relationship,
of how you want
of how we want it. I want to know I could trust you, and you could the same way you leave your kids with me. I know I'm gonna get that in respect, and that's done through positive reinforcement and great communication. You know, like the feelings is out. That's your woman now. That's your woman now. I'm gonna be here to help y'all and to support y'all in any way because the you right now as a being in my life becomes less tumultuous if you guys succeed. Like I'm even to that point. Like I want to help you guys succeed because then I don't have my daughter bouncing around in multiple homes and multiple dads. You know, like I'm down to get down and be like, well, I'll do some marriage counseling for y'all. Cause I don't want to learn no new niggas. I like him. Keep this nigga.
You want to keep your baby? You want to keep your baby daddies the same?
I don't want multiple baby daddies. Nope. All right, Maddie. Anything to add? Anything you want to give to it? Because I know you have. I know you have.
And I still have to answer my question. I didn't forget.
We said you're not a beta.
No,
I'm joking with you, nigga.
Oh, no,
Go.
no.
Go answer.
What,
No, I didn't.
What else did you have to say?
Well, if I have a daughter.
Oh.
Oh yeah, please.
So,
what do
I have to say about parenting? What's the question?
Struggles, challenges. What have you learned? What are some things you?
It's open ended.
This is really, it really have though, right? Well, we kind of dived into because you know, like based on what was more interesting to me was like you having.
You heard my perspective as a non-parent.
Yeah.
So then it's your perspective as a parent. But you know, if
I don't know, my experience is a little different because I would like to point out, as you can see, that I'm not sure if you're a single father, right? Mm-hmm. Do you have a support system? Do you have like
my
with your daughter?
My pops? See, I come from a family they well off, but my mom is not a grandmother.
Okay.
Like my mom is the mom.
Okay.
You can't drop them kids
It's
off
an
here.
interesting dynamic. She's like,
It ain't happening. It's like not gonna happen. But my dad is like
he's a granddaddy of the year.
he's like rich dad, poor dad.
Wow.
Like he's the lifesaver. Like I wouldn't be able to live my life if it wasn't for pops.
Yeah.
Now that my daughters got older, it's kind of less of a need.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
to be honest, because she's so self-sufficient and at the age she is now. But me and my shorty rock out. You keep it honest with you.
So yeah, my point of asking that question was how I, as a female, am frowned upon because my son does not live with me. He lives with his father. So I have nothing against fathers being like single dads. Like I'm all for it and I respect it.
Of course, absolutely.
Obviously, my circumstances are a little different. I don't care to share any of that
Sure.
right now.
Thanks.
But nonetheless, I don't knock it. I try to make it as least, because I have a son's father, but I am not the dramatic.
Right.
I try to avoid the drama as much as possible.
You may be you're navigating a tumultuous relationship right now, and in order for you to get into the position where you can empower yourself, understanding the dynamics of where you are in your life, you said, "Hey, look, this is where I'm at," and that's why me and you got down, because she was so interested in like building herself up. Because she said something that was very self-aware to me, and I said, "Oh shit." I didn't expect the girl to say that. She's like, look, this is where I'm at in my life. This is what I got to going on. Here's my options. Here's my plan A and plan B and plan C. I have to either do this, and this. And currently, based on the data that I got now, I got to do this. So I'm going to self-empower myself, even if that means that I have to navigate through some uncomfortable situations so I can empower myself to be no longer to build leverage in this situation. Well, I don't want to put all the words in,
No,
but
it's
yeah,
good. You're pretty much breaking it down correctly. Yeah, so that's pretty much my take on parenting. Like, I have a different dynamic than most women. Like, obviously, I would like to stay home and raise my kid and, play in the feminine role, but that wasn't the position that I was.
That's not how the
in
cards
life.
were dealt right now.
So I deal with it accordingly, and in a way, I would like to say like I take on like somewhat of a masculine role in the whole co-parenting situation, because I am not the discipline. No, I'm not. I'm still very much mommy. But at the end of the day, like he's with his dad most of the time. Yeah, exactly. But also too, he has like his father has help, watching him.
It supports him.
Exactly, that I don't have.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. You making a calculated decision, and I think this is so important because even in your situation, what I was thinking about was like it probably was better for you.
We didn't. But see, the
I
thing
felt like
about
that was the most unselfish thing I could do, was to not be like, oh well, I'm the mom. He should be with me no matter if I'm struggling. I'm in the street.
But
if I'm going through him, if I'm having him around that. Right. Like I felt like no, he doesn't have to go through that.
But that's what my daughter's mom did though.
That's
to keep it G with you. When we split, nigga, it wasn't an argument. We sat down and had a full conversation on who was in the better position to make sure they could maintain the lifestyle.
I'm the custodial.
And it was a more so about what was good for the kid. Right. So when I date women moving forward, regardless if she does anything for my daughter currently or does the things I feel she should or do a lot, I tell most women, but for a woman to put herself second and to put herself in this position, it took a lot. So for that, she's forever in my favor.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, it took a lot out of me.
It's like, nigga, I'm raising her.
As a woman to, like, accept that reality.
And she got a son.
That's not what I wanted at all, but it's just what it was.
She got a son, so imagine my baby mom and I'm raising a daughter.
Yeah.
To where, nigga, I'm raising her full time in the crib to where it's like, I don't never take for granted to the fact that, okay, nigga, my baby mom always gets a level of respect when she's in the room, regardless of what she does. Because of the simple fact that you pushed her out for one, you gave me a reason to live. Then for two, you could have made this shit more harder than any women that made it about you.
Thank you, baby mamas.
You feel me? So
very gracious women.
For that, I just feel like we talk so much about the ones that give us a problem that we don't shed light on the ones they may not be in the best situation, bro, but they still didn't make it about them. They made it about the children. Yeah. And that's ultimately what it's about. So
that's why I think co-parenting, co-parenting only becomes difficult when
I'll give you one further.
I'll give you.
I no longer want to have relations with them.
And what I was trying to say is that's basically the route that I took, which was very similar to his, where I chose to be single afterwards. Because of that, to learn myself, to then build myself up to be the woman that I do want to be, to not commit that mistake again.
1,000. Give her bomb. Give mommy bae her bomb. I said when she pulled up on me, I said,
I'll do you one better.
This nigga thinking.
When me and her split and I started dating, because I started dating a chick maybe 2 years. when she would come to town, nigga, she stayed at my crib, even when I had a current chick. So it was on some shit like
You're polygamous.
Oh.
Nah, it wasn't that. It was more so like, listen,
It's on this polygamy.
it's like I'm not a confrontational guy.
But I'm
co-parenting.
you have a.
I have a certain level of space in my home to where my daughter and her mother could interject in her own room, their own bathroom.
Oh wait, you said your baby mama would come stay
At my crib.
while being in a relationship.
Yes. Man, the woman and the other.
Use a pimp. That's what we want to say. Is a pimp. All right.
I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it more so as
Is that flying in your relationship?
But see, it all depends
In
on
my reality, no.
Okay.
I know better.
reality till
No,
you
but listen, I'll believe you. Like, I believe you.
till you sit down and then. But
Would
see,
I
here's a woman though.
tolerate that? No.
Woman's intuition.
Whether it's true or
You
not.
could sit amongst a man and tell if he's sleeping with a woman.
You
If
could,
you
though.
really got that, if you
You
really
could,
got that it factor about yourself.
I know how to defuse those situations because that's why I intentionally don't have physical interaction with my baby mothers.
Yeah.
I could if I want to. It's just at that point, right? I don't want to.
That's
Not
why
that
I
way.
really
Not that way. No.
So-
Well, you
No, no, no.
could if you want to.
Like if I wanted to kiss them on the cheek, I could or would, but I it's important me to let's keep these boundaries.
Just,
Yeah.
You're insinuating that they want to.
Nah, they don't.
They don't.
It's like you say
we're
about boundaries.
friends. My ego jumped in my body. That's not even real, guys. 'Cause I'm like, I'm me. But let's be real. No, me and my baby mamas are so much friends. Like we talk. The way we talk is just like you can tell we've been friends forever. Yeah.
My homie told me last Christmas, the chick I was dealing with, and my baby mom was in the same room. And my attorney came by. He's close friends with the family. He whispered in my ears, "That's Soraya's mom?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "Is that your such and
What's
such?"
your daughter name?
Soraya.
That's my mama name.
So that's lit. So then
And she a
the
Libra.
guy leans over and is like, he's like, so then the guy's like, "I envy you." He's like, "How you get it like this?" I'm like, "It's just all about being honest. I don't sleep with her. I sleep with her.
Right.
It's very straightforward.
1,000%.
So it's kind of like I ain't in her back door selling her a dream. It's none of that. This is who I'm with.
You
This
draw
is who
the
I'm on the
line,
front
you create
street
the
with.
boundaries.
So if a woman has a problem with it, it's more so your insecurity. It has nothing to do with me.
That's usually what it is. You know, like it's the fear it's the phantom fear that's created because of maybe past experiences, but they really don't have the they don't have enough of information to say that's really what's happening. Because trust me, I know that I live in a very weird dynamic, and then future women is gonna be like, damn, y'all down like that. And that could lead to, but what's important for me is you to understand my culture.
Yeah.
Everybody acts like adults here.
There you
Everybody
go.
holds everybody accountable.
We not on that weird
With
shit.
Respect. Oh, hold on, your mic. Let me fix your mic.
We not on that weird shit.
Yeah. Like, no egos here, man. We can all be adults. Like being adults is it's rather easy, right? Don't disrespect me, and I won't disrespect you.
Listen, you'll be surprised, man. It works, and for me, it's peaceful. Being able to see my daughter see me and her mom and other women interact in a different dynamic, it made me look like that nigga, to be honest. If you really want to be honest, I know my daughter be like, "Yeah, daddy, that nigga," because for him to even correlate all this, it's like, yeah, it makes you look good as a man, which is ultimately a sense of control. It's to be honest with you, it's submission. It's the baby mama submitting to your current situation. It's the girl you dealing with submitting to the current situation because of the person you are. Facts.
Let's talk about something. And I know in what I like about you. One thing I can say in the time we've been able to build was, you know, most artists would come here and be like, "Let me just talk about my artistry."
Man, I don't be rude
And
about
yeah,
that shit.
I told you I don't like rappers. I think rappers are the worst people. They're the. I don't say. Let me be fair, because then I ain't gonna
It's
get no
just the
beat.
truth.
I'm not gonna get no beat sales. Because I don't want to be.
Oh.
I don't want to. I don't want to be. I don't want to down law of attraction. What I don't enjoy is I like authenticity.
Okay.
And what I don't experience with a lot of rappers is authenticity. I was like, I don't really care about none of that stuff. What makes you you? What makes you unique? And what I found about you is like, hey man, you were uncontemporary or non-contemporary. I don't know if that's interchangeable, but you weren't the typical rap. Once you can see, even shout out to off camera team, rappers with sense those are the guys I like. You know, when we can talk something rationally and speak about things objectively. There's a subject matter that we were talking about here earlier, and we were talking about hip hop culture in Miami and being non-existent. Well, I won't even say hip hop culture. Well, we're not a media place, right? So let's put that out there. Like, if you want to do press run, you go to New York, LA, and even Atlanta is even kind of like there's certain ones. We don't really have that here. You were talking about you're an independent artist. How do you navigate? What are the challenges, and what are some of the things that you consider inherently unique to the music industry? Because I heard you guys say it. So I'm looking for definition. What makes Miami unique in terms of the music industry as an independent artist from that perspective?
It's kind of hard to say. I think from my perspective, I think the music industry sucks here. I think you have certain individuals where you can build with, but it's like you have to find like a needle in a haystack of certain like-minded individuals. My biggest problem is people don't think like I do. I'm so authentic. I want to build. I want to win with everybody. And most niggas is just like, yeah, nigga, you ain't from my hood. You ain't my camp. Fuck you. You too friendly. You too. And it's like, but that don't breed money. Like,
so everybody, would you say it's because I think is it you know DJ Rama?
Yeah.
Shout out DJ Rama, man. One of my good buddies from the music industry for years and years and years. Of course, right? And we were doing Snatch and Grab. Once upon a time, I was a part of a production company called Snatch and Grab. We did all the right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And he came back there. He said, "Audio, it's too many rappers back here," and that stuck with me my whole journey. And I said, "Everybody out here, everybody back here raps. Nobody holds a camera. Nobody knows how to do media. Nobody's doing the management.
Too much ego.
Everybody wants to be the guy." And I said, "Oh, everybody wants to be the superstar. Nobody wanted to play behind the scenes. So how do you run a company?"
You can't, because that's why you don't really see too much huge success here when it comes to music culture, because there's too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Don't nobody want to sit back and play the number 2 man, but the number 2 man may have 5 million, and number 1 man may have 9 million. You give a fuck? You still a millionaire.
1,000%. Once I got into entrepreneurship, I said, man, I don't need to make another business. I just need to help other businesses.
Not only that, I think it starts with it's more so a lot of things start with self-evaluation.
Okay, self-awareness.
I think you got to go into it kind of just being honest with yourself. A lot of cats, they just chasing a facade. I went into music being honest. I ain't had a gangster story. I wasn't the thuggest nigga on the block. I was just a fly-ass nigga that could rap, and I was into knowledge. I wanted to learn. Self-help was something that motivated me.
Right.
I was addicted to it. I wanted to inspire people. So I found a way on how to be myself. And the only way to be myself is just to tell my truth. That's the only truth that I can stick to. That's authentic. That's pure. That people will buy into.
Absolutely.
So it's like, if I'm going to go out here and sell a story that ain't me, how far is that going to get me versus if I wake up and I'm on my Eminem 8 Mile shit, ain't shit you could say about me. I done told you my truth.
Right. It's like, I ain't on this, I ain't on that. So I love that. I use that reference all the time. That's why I'm so thankful. El Fuerte. I'm gonna say his name.
El Fuerte.
He made me post like my worst episode ever. It's called Mask Off. I don't even watch it.
Link down below.
And I said, well, after this, there's nothing else I could do. I self-deprecated so much. I was like, I'm a piece of white trash. I don't care if you doubt me. But I think that was so important because it's like, I don't take the internet serious. It's like, this is dead, you know. So I think that's what it is. It's just a lot of people down here trying to paint a picture versus just being real.
A lot of people being fake. Even the niggas that be saying they real, they being fake as fuck.
That's why
I think
that's why we need to
authentic.
We need to redefine the word of real nigga.
Ain't no such. I don't consider myself a real nigga. I consider myself just a person
based on their definition is what you mean.
I look at it being pure, man. Pure to me means You right some days, you wrong some days. You just pure. You don't mind taking accountability. You don't mind righting your wrongs. If I make a mistake and step on your toe, nigga, my bad. It wasn't intentional.
And that's not a sign of me being soft. That's just, hey man, I fucked up. I infringed on you.
Some days I need to be compassionate. Some days you're gonna have to give people empathy. Some days you're gonna have to give them grace.
And sometimes you gotta don't.
Sometimes you gotta go on a nigga shit.
Yeah, don't spare the rod. Spoil the rod.
It all depends, bro. So I just try to.
Sometimes you gotta beat them.
Yeah, so I just whatever the circumstance needs
through
man.
Education.
Nah, sometimes you may have to whoop a nigga ass. We not promoting shooting a nigga, but sometimes you may have to go on a nigga shit.
Oh, so you're in the culture of like because we fought a lot.
I beat a nigga ass real quick.
Like in Alabama.
Okay.
Nah, I ain't fucking with no chairs.
Oh, yo.
That's a whole.
I'm making an investment. So, well, what's our time?
2:20.
2:20. We did good, guys. I think we're beating some things into, but I want to. So let's do a roundabout closing, and then we'll, tell them where they can find. Okay, this is where I'm supposed to do it, right?
Yeah.
All right, and so. I'm sorry, I'm fucking around. All right, so guys, man, I really hope you appreciate the conversation here, man. And Spliff, man, this is the second time around. I really enjoyed it. I hope you stick around, bro. We're gonna do a quick round table, and then we'll do our closing. Anything y'all want to add on or touch bases on?
I guess I'll answer the question.
Answer the question, please. Because
if I had a daughter,
we can't leave without that.
So. I was half joking, half serious with my girl when we were seriously having the conversation for real. We're going to have kids. So I made the half joking, half serious.
About this.
Half joking, half serious. I said, if you give me a girl first, I'm going to adopt a boy just to make sure that I have a boy older. And
this nigga is always
half joking, half serious, it's not that easy to just adopt a motherfucker. But
it depends on who you
The half serious to the joke is that I am biased towards wanting a son first. Mm-hmm. I am biased towards wanting to raise a son. I think the bias comes from being a man,
raising a protector,
or
for
just
her little sister.
I don't know. I guess it's easier for me to raise a mini me than it is and instill to the best of my abilities my philosophy, my beliefs. Project onto this blank slate my opinion on the world and let that individual person.
That sounds like that'll be easier for you.
Yeah. Whereas a daughter, I guess it was fear. I guess it was scary. Like,
right? Because
she I don't understand.
One day she gonna grow up and she gonna like a nigga and she be like, no, daddy, you don't know him.
There's so many aspects to having a daughter that I can't understand because I'm not a woman.
I'm terrified.
And my girl was voicing certain concerns where she was kind of saying like she was kind of speaking along the lines of like she had like genuine fear of like having a girl first.
I can understand that.
And there was
based
a part,
on
and there was a part of that I like understood. I was like, okay, maybe I crossed a line.
You produce a trauma
exactly. Where it's like okay,
trauma when she was like, I don't want my daughter to go through that.
But I'm being honest. I'm being truthful. But maybe there's something wrong with how I'm thinking. So I had to have that conversation with myself. Okay,
self-awareness.
Okay, what if I have a daughter for real?
You just don't know yet.
Now, in a perfect world, if finances wasn't a conversation, I would adopt a child, a boy, to just be the oldest. Because I do want, if money's in a situation, I would want to have.
So you're a thrift shop baby.
I would want to have a boy to be the leader of the mini clan. I'm the leader of the macro clan. I want the leader of the micro clan.
Why can't the second child that's a boy be the leader of the clan?
That's possible.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because technically,
100%. Yeah.
Would you say
no? That's fair. 100%.
You're the baby, and you would say you probably closest resemble
being a single dad and raising a daughter.
Yeah. I'm the youngest.
If you're creating a clan and an empire, it would be wise to have a girl first.
That's an interesting perspective. Why you say
to kind of like mother the clan?
It's not even that. I think you can still have a son and he can run an empire. But I think I'm gonna still want my daughter to look after that little nigga. Make sure he don't do no dumb shit.
Yeah.
I would say
I guess I kind of want to
And
have
I
a son
think
to
that-
protect the daughter.
Yeah, but I think
that's
you're
what I
looking
presume.
more
Yeah.
so physical. Women gonna protect you mentally. That's why.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why on a chessboard.
You should watch the movie Succession on Amazon.
That's why on the chessboard,
That's toxic. Don't do those
queen can move in multiple places that.
But a king is the most
can't.
important piece.
The king is the
Ain't that
most
weird?
important. No. Here's the dynamic to that, based on how you look at it. I consider myself an alpha to where I run my
I thought you
household.
say you was consider yourself a queen.
I consider myself an alpha to where I run my household, but I ultimately understand the dynamics of.
Because I low key would want to be the queen.
Yeah.
No,
But not that way.
No, I don't. I look at it. I play chess. I look at it more so in the dynamic of I'm the king, so you
Patronizing.
can't checkmate or win without me. However, I'm gonna choose a
I can
queen.
never win the game if I'm the queen.
So it's like I still want a queen on my chessboard
I
that
wanna be a
moves in my
queen. I wanna
favor.
I can
So
never
it's
win.
like more so find you a chick that moves in your favor across the chessboard at all times. And knowing the game of life, nigga, a woman can walk in the room and get things done quicker than a man. So if you're truly trying to
Right,
build
then you hire
legacy,
Miami Big.
if you're truly trying to build legacy, I'm not saying a son isn't dope first. I'm just basically saying,
Because he could be Hunter Biden.
yeah, but I'm just saying
Y'all gonna let me get this joke off.
on an average level, yeah, when you got a female like my daughter, I pray to God my next kid is a son. But I know with the way it's set up now, I know seeing how my daughter's grown with me, I know nigga she gonna look after that little nigga and make sure he don't never make no mistakes.
That's all gang.
Just off perspective, you know what I'm saying? And basically what I've seen, imagine growing up around a family and you got an older brother first versus you having an older sister. Do we need to go further? How much trouble you got in when you had an older sister? How much trouble you got in when you had an older brother?
I'm the oldest.
I learned a lot of what not to do.
Yeah. But I've been I'm a big little brother sometimes because my little brother is.
I am
like
too
the-
though.
Yeah,
But I'm talking about when a girl's the oldest.
but I could beat him up though.
But you know,
That's a fact.
You
You
guys
can't
are
beat
kind
it.
of touching on to what I kind of came to settle on, which
Right.
is, again, I love hypotheticals, right? Because it got to a point where it's like, okay, it's all fun and dandy, but this is a real situation.
Like when you make a baby, it's gonna be real.
like I don't literally have control over the sex.
No, you don't.
If
Well, there's
That's another topic.
yeah, that's
What, like doggy style versus?
I was
Nah,
like,
you
what,
can
diet?
choose it. You can
No,
choose it
there's-
nowadays. There's science.
There's certain things I heard that
I
can
don't
help.
think it's gotten to a point where it's like
It's gotten to that
Exact-
point.
yeah.
no.
It's gotten to that point. Lil Boosie chose the eye color of his daughter.
But who did you just describe?
But you
Lil
just-
Boosie. What's
but
his
you-
net worth?
No, but I'm saying it's possible.
Wait,
No.
That's
I
all
can
I'm
make
saying.
a blue eye baby.
That's
Yes,
all
you
I'm saying is
can.
possible.
No, but that's why I said
That was called designer
if finances were.
Yeah, you need that sack.
were in
You
a
need that
conversation.
sack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would definitely make a designer
But being
baby.
realistic, it got to a situation where it's like, okay, wait a minute. Being realistic, what if I have a daughter first? It's a very real possibility. I don't necessarily have the finances for a designer baby.
But you'll
I'm gonna
have whatever
design-
better
I get one of
beneficial life
those,
though.
and that baby will have
I mean,
green eyes.
that's like faith.
I think you'll have.
Yeah, that's like spiritual faith or whatever. But again, it's flip of a coin, right? It's,
Yeah, you don't have really like when I remember when I found out I was having a daughter, I went in there and was like, oh no, I'm having a little.
and
nigga.
not only that, probabilistic wise, likelihood wise, shout out Shadow Coach. Women are more likely to happen. You're more likely to have a girl than a boy.
I didn't know that.
Population is,
But it kind of makes sense because I have two girls.
yeah, but women is like 51%.
I'm gonna try it next week and
Men
that's
is
how I
40.
go.
Like-
I'll give you one further way.
Nature.
Not even nature. He's right. I'm gonna just say it like this. Scientifically, female sperm swims faster than boys. It stops there.
But it makes sense from a biological
So
point of view. It's
what
better
he's
for
saying
humans.
is fact.
You can't say that because saying that a sperm is a female and a male is not right.
But I'm just saying,
it
like
is.
certain sperms, it moves faster, bro. It's basically some type of insight. Where me and my shorty was talking about it because we're trying to. So it's
Women are more
so like-
important. Women are more important to biology. So there's going to be a bias in nature towards
you
women.
don't hate women.
She's still like,
shit.
nah.
You
I don't
shouldn't
fuck
have
with
laughed.
you.
It's just, I was,
To answer the question for Red Soul Talk's longest final thoughts.
right.
I had to come to the actual like, okay, jokes aside, I have a daughter first. What would that actually look like? Gender reveal. I want to do.
I'm bringing the.
Scamming thing.
No, I want to do some type of gender reveal that has to do with guns because I became a gun advocate. So I want to snipe something, and like when it explodes, whatever
you find
color,
out that you're having a girl.
That's kind of like what I'm leaning towards to do as a gender reveal for fun.
He would make it about him.
If it's pink, like I have a daughter. Like that, now that is real. I could joke about adopting a boy, blah, 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 blah. But to be honest, if I'm being realistic, what would most likely happen is I would
have a baby.
I would hope for the second to be a boy.
Okay.
I do want a boy eventually.
Right.
I do feel like that king mentality where you need a prince.
You need somebody to carry on your
So
legacy.
if you had a kid that was a boy and you decided to not have no more kids, you'd be in peace.
It would be easier than having just a girl. Yes, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to be vulnerable.
But if you had a girl first,
you're
just going to have to go for that second
yes,
kid.
100%. So I acknowledged and recognized that I do.
You can tell he ain't got no kids.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why.
I'm
going to tell you why. Because when you have boys, they closer to the moms.
Yeah.
So that little nigga ain't paying you no attention.
That's
no
fine.
way.
That's fine. That's fine.
So let's start there.
No, that's fine.
And the boy's going to
He'll
be
find sensibility.
dead ass.
He'll find.
I had to come
to
to terms with the difference because again, Maddie asked the question: "What are you gonna do if you have a daughter?"
Yeah, Jordan.
So I had to in real time come to that understanding. Like, okay, haha, giggle, but that could be reality. Reality could be, I am 100%. I don't care who's watching. I am biased towards wanting a son first. You mentioned that it would be easier. I do think it would be easier.
You're a Chinese.
I would want a son first. If I had a lever to pull, son first.
I think
had
that's
a son
every
first.
man, though.
Yeah, exactly. But what if I have a daughter?
I win.
I think that's
What,
every man.
yeah, fine. But what if I have a daughter? I had to come to that reality, and what I came to answer the question, finally, is I understood that it's just, so to a certain extent, the pressure is on to lead by example. Whether it's my son, whether it's leading my son to example of how to be a man, I would be leading my daughter by example of
How to be
what,
a man.
or just what kind of man exists. I don't have that much power in life.
That's what I said.
There's nature, nurture. I can't only control so much. I don't know what different factors
Because
in life or what different things are going to play a part in who she becomes. Again, daughter first.
Being realistic.
All I can do is show her what a particular type of man is, and that is me.
Be an example of who your daughter should go for.
Yeah. So now, what I did realize is if I have a son, there's going to be less focus on my wife, on how she is as a mother. There's going to be basic things that she has to fulfill as a mother, but there's going to be less focus. If I have a daughter,
there's going to be more focus.
I'm going to still love her. I'm still going to want to lead by example,
I
not
hope
lead
you
to
do that.
the man you can be, but a type of man that exists that you could potentially create a family with.
Right.
However, I'm going to then have a slight deeper focus on how my wife is as an example to my daughter. I think the only difference that happens if I have a daughter first over a son is just that focus. I'm going to then have my bandwidth. If from 0 to 100, everyone has a particular bandwidth of what they can focus on,
1,000%.
what they can,
1,000%.
direct energy towards. A certain level of bandwidth is going to open up towards how is my wife being as a mother that I would not have if I had a son.
That's fair.
That's what I could say.
That would be
is
the
my
difference.
honest answer to if I have a daughter first, and that I'll leave that as my final thoughts. I look forward to being a dad. I look forward to theory meeting reality and the gift of life giving me actual information
just to clarify,
grow as a person.
And on the next show, you're gonna
wrong person.
claim I'm gonna be goddad.
So basically, a father's
I know
You're an atheist.
a mother's role is more important than a daughter's life. Correct.
She plays a very important role.
Of course.
True.
Very
A
important.
mother's role is more important in a daughter's
think-
life than a son's life.
I disagree.
I think a
big ass
father's role
disagree.
is more important in a kid's life, period.
I think a father's role is more important in a daughter's life because it determines that's the woman. That's the first thing she falls in love with.
Okay, but I see what you're saying.
So
Because,
I
yeah,
think
that's-
even with a man, I think with a
he
mother
can teach her
and her daughter,
who to look for.
even with a man and a man loving a woman. If a man doesn't have the best relationship with his mother, he may have a hard time loving a woman. And what we talked about yesterday, your situation is by choice, not because you have a hard time. You understand the dynamics of it? It's a choice based on how you choose to live your life because of a certain level of goal you have in mind.
Yeah, facts.
Versus someone who they got a hard ass time because they ain't got the dynamic. So I look at it like when I go out in the world, it's like when women learn about men from a mom. What the fuck your mom gonna teach you about men? She's not a man. Why would you learn about girls from your dad when you have a mother? So I get what he's saying, but in actual being a father and being the primary parent, nigga, I see the influence. My influence with my daughter determines how she moves. It determines her dynamics because I'm the authority in the house. So even if mommy's the nurturer, if daddy don't like it, she's displeased with herself. So at the end of the day, it's more so same thing with a son. If your mom's displeased with you versus your dad's displeased with you, who you more pissed off about, bothered by? Your mother.
That's a good point.
Because at the end of the day, that's the feminine and the masculine energy. Even if it's a child and a mother, that's the yin and the yang. You ain't too much pressed about my mom, my daughter, and her. Like, if your mom says something to you, Maddie, you ain't too much pressed over that shit versus when your dad says it, or even this active. Our point exactly. So it's a more of an effect. So it's more so like, nah, like the influence I have on my daughter is gonna dictate how she chooses to date a man. My daughter don't walk into doors unless I open them. So she knows if you come to the crib and the moment you knock at the door and she's sitting on the living room, before you even the door's open, she removes herself because of the different dynamics versus
instilling.
Exactly. So because I know the dynamics because of us as men, how we deal with women and the different dynamics.
You want to be an example. You want to be a beacon of what your daughter should go for.
That's the objective.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's the objective.
Like, the best way for me to teach my daughter would just be like,
would you want to be an audio your daughter's dated? It stops there. So the moment you decide no, you make a different change.
Because you could be a fucking fucked up dude. And I choose to be a man of integrity.
So if your daughter brought a knucklehead like you in the house who pulled a tequila up, you're not looking at that. You looking at the morals of that young man.
Yeah.
The character of that young man. Because we all as men
I
deal
don't
with
believe
different
anybody
things.
in their teens. I was like, I don't believe this nigga. but I get what you're saying.
Hey, you tough.
I don't believe you, nigga. Fuck you. Right on. Yes, Mr. Nelms, get the fuck out of here, nigga.
But when our daughters get it from a man's perspective and they go out in the world, I don't see no nigga running no game on your little audio.
Oh no, it's gonna be
you
more
out here
because I'm already kicking I'm kicking the game. So final thoughts. I want to say that I appreciate us having opportunities to share these conversations, and I think that the ability. You ever did a time capsule at your elementary?
Yes.
No.
So, time capsules once upon a time used to be a thing, where you would put your ideas and your wishes or desires, and they'll bury it in the ground in school. I never dig mine up. It's in Joylessly Good somewhere, but I look at these as opportunities to build time capsules. So in 20 years, I'm going to look back on the internet if YouTube still exists, and I'm saying that guy was all right.
It's
man.
like, this whole episode has little nuggets of my ideas of parenting pre-parenthood.
Yep.
And there's going to ideally be
a moment.
recordings in the future where I have a newborn, where I have a 5-year-old, where I have a 10-year-old,
Where we had the christening.
15-year-old. So I'm going to have a recording of me talking as a parent with a 15-year-old and me talking as a parent today, pre-parenthood, and just having those time capsules.
It makes what we do
Recording
right
our
here.
hangouts.
Yeah,
So
for the
important.
ones who don't have parents. I don't think his perspective's wrong. I've dated a woman before who didn't have kids, so she didn't value certain things that I would value. She would damn near go get her hair done and wouldn't even consider the kid.
And
And I had somebody tell me, like, bro, she's not a mom.
Yeah, she don't.
So even though you want her to get it, she's not naturally in that state to where it's like, as a parent, we like, my daughter don't answer the phone, nigga. I be feeling like the world about to end. Like, I know I ain't the only one, so I'm like, I'm blowing this shit up just to hear that, Daddy, I'm good. So it goes back to that dynamic. It's like I wouldn't expect him to understand that because he's not there yet.
Yeah.
Because there's people that sit in his shoes that feel exactly how he feels.
I'm self-aware enough to know that I lack the experience of being an actual parent.
But that's
however, everybody in this room, everybody ever is a non-parent before they're a parent.
Fact.
So the fact
I was
that
a tadpole.
the fact that
Sound like
so
the right
everybody
thing to say.
has their philosophy on life before they're a
I have to
parent
pee
and
really
going
bad.
through parenthood. So the fact that I've studied parenting styles, permissive versus authoritative versus authoritarian. I've studied psychology of child upbringing. I've at least tried to build some type of foundation, some type of substance that's going to help me when becoming a father. Yeah, I have becoming a father. Yes, I have gaps to fill that come from the actual experience.
You have some data.
But everybody was a blank slate when it comes to parenting, and then had a child and then had to raise them. So I'm gonna do my best, like you did your best, you did your best, you did yours, and the end result is going to speak for itself. Hindsight is 2020.
Is slick.
That's a fact.
They slick.
But on that note, because we reaching our marker.
Final
thoughts.
Get married first, then have kids.
Okay.
Smart.
Damn.
Miami,
You about to open up another topic. No.
Hey.
And the guest of honor,
And the guest of honor.
Spliffy
At
Doe.
least you a wife, not a baby mama. I support that.
Final thoughts,
Hey.
Spliffy.
Strap it up.
Bring us home.
I don't like that one.
Shit. If you don't want to be
Nah,
child
fucking around.
strap it up. Support the queens.
Support
man.
the troops. Oh, I mean the queens too.
The
Support
queen.
women. Support women. I think that's extremely important as kings. I think guys get your shit together.
Shout out to girl dad.
Ladies, quit
Lead
nagging.
women, but be worthy of.
Lead women, but make them earn it. Stop taking
but
them
be
out on
worthy of being
dates.
followed.
Yeah. So we don't want to perpetuate this toxic concept that women have to. Those men get that based on their integrity and and the value they bring.
A man got to prove something to
So-
lead. Ladies, don't just be following no nigga.
Right.
Straight
And
cut
but
up.
he should also fuck you like a broke goon. And on that note, it's been another episode of
Hey,
Red Solo
hey.
Talk Podcast.
Why a bro goon though?
It's
You
your
heard?
boy, Audio Jones.
Yes, sir.
And I am
The host that know the most.
Manny
El Fuerte.
and we
And
are
the beautiful
always
and wonderful.
Miami
aka.
Bay.
And our special guest.
Spliffy Doe.
You heard. Links down below, man.
So it's been another
Like,
episode
subscribe, yeah.
of Red Solo Talk. Until next time.
You heard.
Bye.
Bye.
That nigga said fuck her like